Disclaimer. We are regular guys who love to talk Bone Thugs and Harmony. We do not represent Bone Thugs or any Bone affiliate. We are also not Bone Thugs experts. The views and information you hear in this podcast may be based on personal opinion. Please feel free to leave corrections and clarifying information in the comments. And enjoy. What's up, y'all? It's Cecil West, Beyond the Harmony, beyondtheharmony.com, back again with the one and only.
It's John Lippy in the place to be, going live on Beyond the Harmony.
And you know him as the co-host in Coast to Coast in Come Up Creeper, never sour, always and sweeter. Ladies and gentlemen,
I am Matthew Weaver.
And you know what the fuck it is. You are tuned into the number one Bone Thugs and Harmony podcast in the entire fucking world. Beyond the Harmony Thug Thursday in the off season. We're here. We were just talking off the live how we have no agenda tonight.
None.
I mean,
that is the agenda. We have no agenda. That is the agenda.
Yeah.
We're here to bring the people what they need.
I'm here to slang some Bone Thugs and friggin' Harmony, man. What you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think, it's good. Off season, anything goes, motherfucker. Anything goes in the off season. Oh, shit. Capone in the building. Shout out to Capone, our Beyond affiliated Beyond the Harmony Awards winner for 2024. Shout out to our man Capone in the building. Shout out to everybody that I see hanging out in the chat. Our Skull and Crossroads in the building. I see Jordan Corey in the building. Joe Cal 84 is in the building. Crazy's in the building. It's gonna be a good motherfucking night, boy.
Yeah, bro. The difference that just 2 weeks makes. 2 weeks ago, we were a totally different place. Shout out to S. Perez. I don't know if he's in the building, but he came with the killer idea for this Discord. And boy, has the game changed.
Yeah. The Discord is fantastic. S. Perez pushing for it. I will also give Matt Weaver his props. Matt Weaver said for a long time, Discord, and we were like, all right, Matt, just do your little Discord and let me be Cecil West. And then S. Perez pushed it on to Lippy. Lippy pulled the trigger. And now here Cecil West is eating all that Discord humble pie, knowing he should have listened to Matt Weaver long ago, because we have a beautiful Discord. It's excellent. If you're not part of our Discord, head over to beyondtheharmony.com. There's a link to the Discord, and you can join it there, and it is fucking fantastic. We really have a great community over on the Discord. It's built... I'm not going to compare it to anything that's already happened, but I will say it's given me those vibes, those old community vibes that I haven't felt in a long time, except it's a little bit different because it's Beyond the Harmony fan base. I always say that our fan base is a little bit different than other shows, than other message boards, whatever the fuck it is. I always say we're a little different, and this Discord is definitely showing that, but it's fantastic.
Indeed. Shout out to Capone in the comments. Yeah, Easy E, baby. And over the past week, actually, I don't even want to get there yet. I want to say you're right, Cecil. And not only that, I also think the Beyond the Harmony Bone audience is even different than other bone boards of the past, bone boards of the present. I think we definitely have the elite minds of the bone community in our thing, and it's been excellent seeing people getting the resources and the answers to questions that they wanted, bouncing ideas off each other, forming new friendships, bonds, finding out who some of us are. Like we may have seen each other over the years, but never had like our own little clubhouse. I called it's our fraternity house. We got a fraternity house for the Skull and Crossroads Society. Everybody's in there. Just man, I've learned a lot of stuff this week. I've received so much this past 2 weeks, and not only that, the private message situation is excellent too. A lot of people have been reach out to me on the side convos, group convos, all the different sections that we have. I even got my little tinfoil section for me, and the tinfoil is out there.
I have that shit
So,
completely muted. I don't even. I have to go out of my way to see what's happening in there.
so it's glorious, bro. It's something for everybody. Not
Yeah.
only that, I mean, even the people out for the unreleased info, the development hell section,
Oh, it's great.
there's so many good sections for all different the collectors, the beat makers. So there's something for every kind of bone fan there. And
There's
as
there's S
suggestions come up,
Perez right there. There's S Perez. You were getting your praise if you weren't here yet, Perez. You were getting your fucking praise.
I think another important aspect that I haven't even mentioned yet is a lot of us are really just burned out or just dislike Facebook, but it is just the generic default go-to because it's the oldest and the biggest, and maybe somewhat people of our generation or general age group gravitate towards it because they're just used to it. But anything we're doing on there, we can migrate it over and have a much cooler, much more functional, safer place for us to do our own thing.
where's that? What do you mean?
Just
He's saying
Facebook is the devil.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
No, this
he's-
is so much better than
That's all I'm
Facebook, bro.
saying.
Yeah.
You know what's cool about it too is like it like Facebook, you still even if it's people you know, you still feel like you're in like a public fight with somebody, whereas like it feels like we're in a house together. You know what I mean? Like I don't think well, I hope and I don't anybody get out of line because y'all don't want C-dubs to but
hey,
you know
you don't want to fuck with me.
you don't want to do that. But the point is, I don't think that's it shouldn't happen because it feels like we're actually all there. Like Exhibit used to say, man, a lot of you guys talk crap on the internet. You wouldn't say that in my face, keyboard war. So it feels like we're actually in each other's face, even though it's still virtual. It still feels like, like that we're real people. It doesn't feel like Facebook. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel
Yeah,
this.
it's less anonymous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, or less ability to be anonymous if you wanted to. Yeah,
No,
it's just smaller too.
it's been great. We got around 40 actual members in there. Kyle Ricketts says I got to figure out Discord, baby. Just download on your phone Discord. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Dude, it's so easy to do that when Esperez said to set it up, I thought I was going to have to like install web extensions and get like an FTP server. And no, all I had to do was just literally right click, create server.
Yeah.
And every aspect of being in there has been so easy to do.
And then I went ham. Soon as
Oh,
John
yeah.
put it, I was like, oh, I can't. This is mayhem, motherfucker. We gotta.
You did the Trello. You Trelloed that shit.
He just woke up to it being, Hey, no, it's great now, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning about it. There's things. We just got our first. The fuck was it, Matt? Someone boosted us or some shit.
Yeah, people. Shout out to whoever gave us, Spent Nitro. We appreciate you. I don't remember who it was.
All these
Oh,
different.
I remember because I didn't even recognize them. So shout out to whoever you are, man. Are you in the chat? Say something if you are now.
Yeah, that's the thing too, right? Is like if you didn't join with a name from YouTube or from Facebook, then you sometimes I don't recognize somebody and they're like, no, it's me. I was like, oh shit, I don't know because your name is this here and your name is this there. I'm fucking Cecil West on everything,
Indeed. not to transition, but I just wanted to point out that all the trophies but one have been shipped out from our big award ceremony. As you know, Capone's here, so I loved Capone's Facebook post. Even though I don't post on Facebook, I do see I get the notifications when things come through. So it was good to see that. Those trophies were excellent, man. Beautiful trophies that Cecil picked out for everybody. It was cool to have them. I hope all you in the chat got to see like that photograph where I lined them all up in like that V shape with that awesome skull in the middle. So this was a good experience.
Fantastic photos. Shout out to Cody Hillier as well, who helped me pick these fucking out, those trophies. I'm glad we went the extra mile and did those trophies, and yeah, man, they're really good. And Smokey the Bandit already gave us his acceptance speech. Capone, I see Capone. Capone, I don't need to unbox him, baby. I just need an acceptance speech. Like you just won an award at the MTV Music Awards and you walked up to that podium and you was going to thank people. That's all I need from you, Capone. I just need you holding your Beyond Affiliated 2024 award and just thanking whoever you want. Capone taking home Beyond Affiliated. If y'all don't remember, that is the award that when you think of Beyond the Harmony or you think of this person, you think of the other one. And I will say, when you think of Capone, you think of Beyond the Harmony. When you think of Beyond the Harmony, you think of Capone, man. So I couldn't be more happy with who won that. And once I'm transitioning, we were talking, but I'm transitioning workplaces. And once that's all done and we got a regular schedule for Beyond the Harmony, I have a excellent season 6 popping. I got an excellent thing in the works. I know I've been talking about it. The Down 71 is still going to come once I got my schedule worked out. And me and Capone are going to bring back Appetite for Thuggin'.
Woo! Yes! Yes!
You heard it here. We're bringing back Appetite for Thuggin'.
Yes.
That is music to my ears.
I actually got a it's not going to be the official episode 2 because, you know, we kind of went silent and I don't think it got finished, but I have a bunch of unreleased footage from what would have been episode 2. So I'm going to edit up this unreleased Appetite for Thuggin' episode, almost use it as like a trailer, and then we going to get Capone Appetite for Thuggin'. So
that's beautiful.
Coming back. He said I got fat. Yeah, I had Capone out here just eating fucking food like a motherfucker.
By the way, I found out a crazy. I'm actually gonna look this up to verify this trivia fact. This blew my face away. Let's check this out. So, oh wait a minute, this might be false. Hold up.
Uh-oh.
I'm glad I looked this up before I said it. But
just real quick, while you bring that up, John, Capone, you're not fat. You're an authority on the culinary arts.
I like it.
all right, so some dude was wrong, but it's very close. So somebody said, did you know that Big Daddy Kane is younger than Jay-Z? But it's not true.
Yeah, I was gonna say that can't be fucking true.
But they're not off by much.
Extremely false.
They're 5 months apart.
What?
No, actually a year apart. They're a year apart. Big Daddy Kane was born in 1968 and Jay-Z was born in 1969.
Wow.
And by the way, Cool G Rap was born in 1968.
Wow. Yeah.
Biz Markie 1964.
Jay-Z, old motherfucker.
And Rakim 1968 as well.
Jay-Z's name's been coming up a lot lately. People really saying who's gonna go next. You got P. Diddy Combs, and his life is really fucked up, brother. It's looking bad when the feds raid you. In case y'all don't know, the feds have a 95% conviction rate, and they don't raid people that they don't intend on putting under the jail because the feds don't like to look foolish. Only 5% of the time do the feds lose. 5%. That is, listen, dog. If you went to the doctor and they said, you got a 95% chance that you gonna die, you wouldn't feel very good about your 5% chance to win. It's not looking good for Mr. Sean P. Diddy Puff Combs.
Was it the Department of Homeland Security?
Yeah. And the reason for that is Homeland Security was involved because when it's anything that's considered any sort of human trafficking or anything like that, Homeland Security gets involved. And some of his charges are considered human trafficking. So looking bad for Mr. Puff Daddy. Now, I just want you to think about this, right? What a crazy time that we're in. R. Kelly is donezo. R. Kelly's been sitting in jail. R. Kelly's done, right? Icon of the 90s. A lot of us fucking growing up on R. Kelly music. Puff Daddy, icon, bad boy. And we won't stop because we can't stop. Just imagine, and I assume that this trial is going to be a long time. This isn't going to be over. Puffy's got the money to make this go the distance. But just imagine we got Puff Daddy doing the rest of his life in jail. You got R. Kelly in jail. Names that got omitted were, they said Meek Mill's name in there, but they omitted it. But they said a Philadelphia rapper known for dating Nicki Minaj. So they omitted his name, but they narrowed it down. I forget exactly what they said, but about the other one, but they basically said an R&B singer that dated Rihanna, which would be Chris Brown. So there's some omitted names that are also going to get tied up in this. What a crazy time. And we talk about it all the time, but not that things should have been different in the 90s, but it was different in the 90s. So people just got away with shit that, you thought you got away with. And now here we are in 2024, and you see it all, the record execs going down and movie people going down, and Hollywood is really getting its just due. And not for nothing, I've been a Puff Daddy fan for a long time. But if he's guilty of this shit, take that motherfucker down, boy. I think anybody that does horrendous shit should feel the full wrath. And I'm really, we got a lot of rappers in court right now. There's a lot of rappers sitting in court right now. I watch the updates on the Young Thug trial all the time. There's all kinds of rappers in court, and I'm, from an entertainment standpoint, looking forward to see what happens with Puff Daddy next. Somebody said his drug mule went down today. Yeah, they arrested his drug mule trying to get on Puffy's private jet, and he had a bunch of suspected drugs that they tested that was cocaine and some other shit. And Capo said the sun don't shine forever. Oh shit. Yeah, true that. So we're gonna see what happens with Puffy. But it had me thinking. Okay, think about this. This had me thinking. The whole thing around Puffy is, the allegations are all this sex stuff and, all this crazy shit, right? And involving women, involving men. And, one of the people says that, Puffy basically said, hey, this is very normal. You know what I mean? You're going to take the D to the A. This is normal stuff in the industry, blah, blah, blah. And it almost had me thinking, we're always complaining. Bone was taken back. Bone's been held back, blah, blah, blah. But if Bone is Cat Williams, don't think for a second that Puff Daddy was fixing to look at fucking Flesh and Bone and say, you fixing to take the D and the A if you want to make it. This is how you get fucked up. So as all these crazy things happen and Cat Williams brings these things to light and all this, it starts to put a new spin on why Bone may not have got what if the industry is this crazy, this dark, this satanic and filthy, it starts to make you go, I see why Bone wasn't the breakthrough, because there's no fucking way I believe anybody in Bone was going to get down with any of this crazy Puff Daddy shit. And if this Puff Daddy shit expands past Puffy to a bunch of other people, I can see why Bone was a no-fly zone.
When the rappers used to say that it's a dirty game, I never thought that's what they meant. You know what they say, man? It's a dirty game, man. But it's interesting too, that Breakfast Club interview that Busy Bone was on. The Breakfast Club cast was actually trying to save Busy from saying too much about affiliated with Puff Daddy. This is that interview from when Carbon Monoxide came out. I'm gonna rewatch it again because I just remembered in my mind. They're like, yo, don't get messed up with P Diddy, and Busy's like, nah, I'm cool with P Diddy. He's good. They're like, hey, slow down, slow down. And I think Busy was just being genuine, but it's kind of interesting that as far back as Carbon Monoxide goes, the Breakfast Club kind of knew something even back then. And that's why, like, when all these things happen, for instance, I think I've said this on the show before, the R. Kelly situation. Back in like '94, I was a teenager. I don't even think I was able to drive yet. And I used to say to people, hey, you guys don't have an issue with Aaliyah being affiliated with R. Kelly because she's my age. We're 2 days apart and birth dates like same year. So I'm like, we're not adults yet. I don't even have a driver's license. She can't have a driver's license, but you guys are okay with it. And I used to say this to everybody, and everybody would just like not say anything in response. And it used to drive me nuts. And it was like, I don't know if they just didn't want to say anything for R. Kelly, or two, because the television didn't tell them to think about it. So they weren't programmed on what to say. But like everybody ignored what was taking place in the 90s. And I was calling it out and nobody cared. And I was like, all right, if y'all don't mind, then I don't care. Like, what am I supposed to do? I said my piece. I'm trying to protect Aaliyah, but what am I going to do? And then like around that time too, there was Chi Ali had an album called AJ Nothing But a Number. I think Aaliyah had an album called that. And there was I think KRS-One has some like gross song talking about like hooking up with 13-year-olds or something. And somehow KRS has got a pass all these years on that. So anyway,
KRS-One got wrapped up in some shit a few years ago, and then it kind of just seems like it went away, which is crazy. But I'm not gonna get going on that because you know how I feel about KRS-One. I don't believe the hype.
Well, let me say this too, and just to put this possibility in people's minds. I'm not saying this is what's happening, but like as I watched all this Puff Daddy stuff, I think something else is occurring. Because when the Me Too movement happened, hashtag Me Too, and like a lot of people were going down, this guy said, and he claims he was like an insider, he said that the Me Too movement was actually a cover story to protect like the whole country's retirement plans. They said that they found like a bunch of business people that were at the top of major U.S. corporations were doing business with foreign countries like the Chinese, but like leaking secrets and stuff like that. And that they had to be taken out. But if it was done publicly and people knew, especially if it was like defense contractors, what was actually occurring, it would cause all the stock prices to plummet. Say what you want about the military industrial complex. Whether you know it or not, a lot of your 401ks are dependent on that. So in order to protect that, they made it out to be this sexual harassment thing. Like all these guys were committing sexual harassment. And that was the cover story in order to clean up all the dirty people selling national security secrets. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, allegedly, but there's always these cover stories that are covering up the real thing. So, I mean, I don't doubt Puff Daddy probably did whatever he's alleged to do, but there also may be something else occurring. That's all I'm saying. Because here's a train of events to watch. The Keefe D interview with Vlad and the dialogue, Art of Dialogue, those open up a can of worms. Keefe D said something in between all the stuff he said. There was one thing that he said that was out of pocket. And then some guy that kind of, and here's why it threw me off. I had been paid to narrate this book back in 2015. And there's a Keefe D confession letter in the book. And so I was like, all right, well, this is a known thing. And I didn't know why it wasn't known. And then he goes on Vlad and Art of Dialogue says all that. And then and I was like, all right, well, whatever. He said this like 10 years ago. Well, how's this a story? It's not a story. And then it got big. But then the Vanilla Ice interview with Vlad, Vanilla Ice like teases at the end of the interview. He's like, yeah, I know the real deal with Tupac and I know the real deal with Biggie. I'm not talking about it, but I just want to say, he's like, I just want you to know that a lot of stuff is going to start happening. Then not short after that Vanilla Ice interview, the Cat Williams interview took place. I mean, you guys, by now, you know, the Cat Williams, Shannon Sharp interview that set the stage. And then Vlad himself, I don't know if you noticed, he was like on Drink Champs and Vlad's been kind of like walking around with this new swag to him. as if he's like Sherlock Holmes or something. And when he was on that Drink Champs, he was kind of sitting there. Like, obviously, I don't think that was just an interview between Nori and Vlad. I think it was something else. It was almost like a victory lap for Vlad. It feels like Vlad's on like a victory lap right now. And I don't have the answers to any of this. These are just how I'm connecting dots. Always the cover story is not what it really is. There's always interconnecting things and a bigger story that we'll never know the answer to. So in the end, it'll just be Puff Daddy was molesting people and trafficking.
Well,
But I think there's something else going on.
we may not know the full story behind Puffy, but it sounds like we're about to get the full story behind Ghetto Cowboy and where Ghetto Cowboy left off so many years ago. We see that Krayzie Bone back in the studio, dressed fully up like a Ghetto Cowboy. Keith G was there, Rocky Rock was there, Thug Queen was there, DJ Unique was there, and I'm hearing that the Ghetto Cowboy is set to be some sort of series of songs that tells a story, like a mini movie. So it sounds like maybe we're going to get that Ghetto Cowboy movie in a set of theatrical musical songs. How do you guys feel about that? A Ghetto Cowboy mini movie that is all music. I wonder if it picks up. Do you guys think it picks up where the old Ghetto Cowboy left off? Is Lazy Bone going to be there? If Thug Queen was there and Rocky Rock was there, I would assume that, come on, you need Lazy Bone there, right?
You're saying it's going to be a musical, like an actual musical?
Not like a musical, but like we just talked about him. But you remember R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet,
Right?
like how it was like a multi-piece, like each piece was a part of the song.
I see.
So
Okay, wow.
something like
Okay.
that. So I guess it's supposed to be something like that is what's being said. I don't know how true that is. I saw somebody in the chat say it, and I saw it on the message board. So so I don't know if that's what it's gonna happen, but hopefully that's gonna happen. That would be very impressive. I'm always impressed at how much these thugs from Cleveland really want to be fucking cowboys. They all do. They all want to be cowboys, man. I don't know about Wish, but I assume even Wishbone wants to be a fucking cowboy.
I think, well, yeah, he was the wrangler in I Tried, right? He was the dog catcher or the animal control. What do you call it when the person that goes and picks up the deceased? So in a way, he was a wrangler, right? But I think everyone wants to be something they're not. I mean, what is rap, right? So, but if you guys are into music videos that tie together, there's a band called M84, and they have a really cool, I think it's a trilogy of music videos that tell a story of like kids with superpowers that escape and like find peace out in nature. It's pretty cool. Just look up M84. It's got like 100 billion views on YouTube. But anyway, I don't care what the context of a story is about if it's well done. I don't care if they're saying yeehaw and lassoing each other. If if they catch me with the hook, if they catch me with what's going to happen next, if they catch me on a cliffhanger, I am in it and I'll be glued and I'll be talking about it. But if it's just spurs and fireworks for no reason, just for fanfare, then it's like, I'm glad you guys had a good time making it.
Marco said, hopefully it's dope. I've never been a fan of Ghetto Cowboy, to be honest. Neither was I. John has heard me talk about Ghetto Cowboy and how much I don't like it for however many years it's been since volume 2. I've just been like, I can't believe. And the song did so good, and even then with it doing good, I was like, listen, it's doing good because it's corny, and corny people like this corny shit. Like, it's not like it just wasn't for me. And I talked about it a little bit in our Discord. Shout out to our Discord. If you're not part of our Discord, you can head over to beyondtheharmony.com, join our Discord, or you can search Beyond the Harmony from Discord. But I was talking in our Discord about Powder P, and I was like, listen, Powder P was horrendous, terrible, top 3 worst rappers I've ever heard in my fucking life. The guy's bad, but they were cashing in on white boy rap at the time. I remember at the time everybody needed a white rapper to kind of cash in on that, and they had Powder, and you know, I just everything about that shit was corny to me, except for Thug Queen actually. Thug Queen was like surprisingly between and Krayzie Bone was good, Lazy Bone was good, but like it was cheesy. Thug Queen was the only one that didn't come across completely corny to me in that. But we'll see. You know, it's this many years later. It looks like we're getting a whole new cast of cowboys. Not that I think Busy Bone's involved, but you know, I like too that Busy Bone's always kind of like it's Busy Bone is like a cowboy in like a spin-off movie. You know, when like the Fast and the Furious had their little like spin-off movie that was like from the universe, but like didn't affect the Fast and the Furious movie. Busy Bone, same thing, Midwest cowboy, and he's doing like the Django fucking whatever song, and so it's like I like that, you know, that's happening over there too on this spin-off movie. But Ghetto Cowboy, we got a brand new cast of cowboys coming out, and I hope there's even more. And DJ Unique being involved is that's exciting to me. Shout out Joe Cal 84, $50 super chat. We got a $150 super chat goal tonight. Shout out to our man
Joe Cal coming through, man.
Yeah, shout out Joe Cal with that $50 fucking dollars. If you want to be as cool as Joe Cal, all you got to do is hit that super chat button. Get us to our goal tonight, $150. It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope show to step to.
Well,
support your boys.
I just want to cape or at least defend Ghetto Cowboy. I wasn't.
I knew you were
Ghetto
going to. I've been
Cowboy.
waiting. I knew you was
Let's go, John. The platform
Fanatic.
is the.
I would say that Krayzie Bone has some excellent wordplay on that song.
No, like I'm not saying his Crazy's verse is really good, but it's still really corny. Like,
was it interesting to you though? Like
no,
for him
the
to
whole
rap
thing.
well, I mean, okay, look, okay, Body Rot, Krayzie Bone rapped slow. What we considered, I was like, wow, Body Rot, he's actually rapping, so it's kind of slow, but still the beat was fast and everybody else was rapping fast. Like the shock of Ghetto Cowboy was the speed. It was, you know, Bone wasn't rapping all fast. It was slow. Like, so it was unique.
It's Krayzie Bone rapping with this weird fucking little accent he's putting on, trying to
twang is the word you're looking for.
Christ, it was terrible.
I'm gonna stay positive, and by far the most excited bit about it is DJ Unique.
Oh yeah,
I loved to see
and
DJ
Thug
Unique.
Queen being back in the fold. I enjoyed that as well.
Yep.
So that
was beautiful.
Yeah, I like seeing Thug Queen back around because, you know, when Mo Thugs go away like that, you always wonder like, hey, what's the relationship? And when she was on the show, if you guys remember, when she was on the show for her little mini thing, I asked her, hey, will there ever be a Ghetto Cowboy 2? And she said, yes, it's in the works. So Thug Queen wasn't just, I mean, here we are. Thug Queen was telling the truth.
I'm a rootin' tootin' shooting damn fool collecting my chips.
Ugh.
Dude, there's so many things Krayzie said on that was funny.
It's terrible.
And the music.
They better have Lazy Bone involved. If Rocky Rock is there but Lazy Bone's not, I protest that.
Maybe I bet Lazy sent Rocky to be his representative. Maybe.
Well,
like,
if it's a see, here's what's kind of cool is if it really is this multi-part thing that people are saying where it's, you know, different parts and it's going to be different blah blah blah, you know, then the people that we just saw, Keith G and Rocky Rock, and they may just be kicking it off. We may run back into Lazy Bone. Like this Midwest cowboy, Ghetto Cowboy universe they're building could get interesting if it's done right. I have high hopes but low expectations because, you know, Bone.
I think that's safe. You know what would be really cool is if you guys remember before the Marvel movies, and like if you grew up reading comic books, how they would make their money is you would need to buy one of everybody's to complete like the Secret War saga or storyline, or the Civil War storyline would be maybe the one that really propelled them to get enough attention to get movies. But like you might have never bought an Iron Man in your life, but if you needed to know what happened to your favorite, you needed to buy Iron Man. So what if they were all, having these concurrent overlapping albums, which they kind of all do. And what if there was a chapter on each person's album? That would be something that would really shake things up.
Yeah, and I'm
And
hoping
something
too that
they're
each of the
capable of.
and maybe each of the crews will be their own like cowboy clique, and at some point like they all have like a showdown, a throwdown, and a showdown, and the warring. What's a cowboy tribe called? I never even thought about what a group of cowboy. What do they call themselves? A posse? Oh, yeah,
Brokeback
it's a
Mountain.
posse, right? You
Brokeback
said
Mountain, he said, you
Brokeback
fucking
Mountain.
motherfucker.
No, I guess it's a posse, right? If it's a bunch of cowboys, it's a posse, maybe. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll see it
I think that's safe.
to the
so
mountain.
so there were Vikings, there were knights, and then warriors and cowboys. But between the knights and the cowboys, who were the badasses of the time in between that period of time, in between the medieval times and the Old West? It was just like the Minutemen, the Patriots, but like I don't think they were on the same level as cowboys and knights.
Yeah, I
Speaking
don't
of
know
which,
when the Vikings come into play, because
yeah. So I'm saying I put the Vikings like before the Knights, right? So you got the Vikings, then the Knights. Speaking of which, are there any rap groups that have any Knights imagery? Like, because after the Cowboys thing wears out, and after country rap wears out, maybe Knights, some medieval Knights shit is the next.
maybe
the
maybe
next
Krayzie
trend.
Bone after this cowboy phase, maybe he decides to be a pirate again, and we
That's who it was. The Pirates. The Pirates came between the Knights and the Cowboys. Pirates.
wow.
So, dog, so Crazy's been a pirate and he's been a cowboy. He needs to be a knight, a warrior. Well, he's been a warrior.
I was gonna say I don't know what the fuck they were in If I Could Teach the World, but they were something. Motherfuckers had swords.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were kind of like those were knights. Those were medieval knights somehow in the future. Like they clashed the old motif with the future motif. It was yeah. Mad Max meets Terminator 2.
Trying to I don't know if y'all know, we're trying to find out about the date for If I Could Teach the World, that date that's on the fucking the screen. I'm just like, is this just random? Like, what up with this date, man? So if I could teach, what's up with that? What's up with that? We actually have a theory that it's a mistake of some kind.
Did you say you reached out to the director of the video and they didn't remember? I think you reached out to somebody.
I reached out to Donald Cunningham because he was involved.
Okay.
He was involved with it. So I reached out to Donald, and Donald told me, he actually I can't remember who the fuck it was that did that video, but he was like, yeah, he was on, but he actually didn't finish it. So I'm going to open up the lines, by the way. If anybody wants to call in, you can call in on Zoom. The meeting code is 733-570-6161. The passcode is Thug Always with a Z. Thug Always with a Z. 733-570-6161. Call in if you want to talk a little bone or anything else. As long as we're just doing a little bit of housekeeping, I want to remind everybody that if you are a Skull and Crossroads Society member, we are making the great conversion over to Patreon. We already have a Patreon member. You can check out our Patreon. You can go over to Patreon and search Beyond the Harmony, or you can go over to beyondtheharmony.com. You're going to see a Skull and Crossroads Society section. One section is Apprentice, and the other section is levels 1 through 99. If you join the Apprentice level, you do it over here at YouTube, and it's how you're going to keep all your icons and everything, and that's just $3. So we hope everybody does that. Even if you join the Patreon, we hope you do both. That way you can have your icons and emojis in the chat. We try to keep that cheap so you could still do both. I folded a few levels, so now over on the Patreon, we just got 3 levels. We got a level 1, a level 7, and a level 99, and each of them comes with different benefits. But I do want to remind everybody that if you're not at the Apprentice level here, you want to downgrade If you cannot downgrade, I had to go to great lengths with fucking YouTube. So if you signed up for Skull and Crossroads, meaning our YouTube membership, and you did that through your phone, check this shit out. You actually did it either through Google Play or through the iTunes store. And so your payments were actually done through those two services. So when you're trying to downgrade, you're actually trying to downgrade through iTunes or through Google Play, and it doesn't allow you to, which is fucking bananas. So you can try to go on a laptop and you can try to downgrade that way. Some people have had success. If you can't do that, what you're actually going to have to do is cancel at the end of your billing cycle. And I know this is a bitch, but this is what YouTube told me. You're going to have to cancel at the end of the cycle. You can then rejoin as an apprentice. So make sure you do that. We want to see everybody keep the bees by your name. You can see right now RC Thugston, Jordan Corey in here with some bees. Cold Blooded's in here with a purple bee. So these show how long they've been members. And then there's some really cool emojis you get. If one of my Skull and Crossroad members can light up those emojis and show them off. But if you go over to the Patreon, all the other things that we are offering through the other levels are going to be available through our Patreon. The reason for the switch to our Patreon is real simple, man. We get, shout out to RC Thugs to drop in the emojis. We get to keep more of what you're trying to donate to the show. And the more we get to keep, the more we get to put into the show. All our Skull and Crossroad members get eligibility to be part of our big wheel spin. We've been spinning the wheel lately. We've given away a lot of cool shit. Kyle Rickett won. All kinds of people have won. I have been trying to give away a Funkin' Cody t-shirt for like 4 fucking weeks. We're going to spin again on that tonight because the winners still haven't claimed. But if you're a member of Skull and Crossroads, you're going to be eligible to possibly win that tonight. And I think, John, are we going to give away a copy of I'm Busy signed by Lil Busy and YBL Sinatra tonight as well?
We could do the damn thing. We could do that.
So we're going to respin a thing that this will be the 3rd time spinning on this Funkin' Cody shirt.
Here's the and let me do this as a sponsorship too, because it basically came from them. Beatbox. This is a beatbox. I don't know if it's gonna show up on camera or not, but
yeah, looks good.
Sealed copy. Actually, it's a sign. This is signed. A
By
signed
Lil
sealed
Busy,
copy.
Lil Busy and YBL Sinatra. And we gave one of those away in the big box. Kyle Rickett won that. And we gave away one of those in the big box. Shout out to RB Santana. Looks like he just joined the apprentice level. You're going to be eligible later on tonight to win just like that, baby.
Yeah, and this has a certificate of authenticity in here too, and also they hooked up this this Bone Thugs and Harmony shirt as well, but the shirt's staying with me.
I'm so used to seeing you wear Beyond the Harmony that I didn't even realize that said Bone on it.
Yeah, I feel kind of silly, but it felt snug though. So like I'm
It's
happy
nice.
with.
It's a nice shirt.
Yeah.
Kyle Rickett, I'm telling you, we gave on the 50th episode. Kyle Rickett won the big box from Beatbox LLC, and he was a $3 member, I think. And he won the fucking box that was worth like $150. Came with a shirt, came with a gold carbon monoxide signed by Busy Bone. It came with the signed I'm Busy by YBL Sinatra and Lil Busy. I think there was some other shit. I threw in some Beyond the Harmony shit. So, you know, he won that for $3. We paid the shipping, everything. Last time we were live, which wasn't last week, but the week before, we tried to give away the Funkin' Cody t-shirt again. Still, the winner hasn't claimed it. We're going to spin again. But Justin Mayo won himself a copy of E1999 Eternal, the Vinyl Me Please re-release. He won that shit just for being a member.
That hit the UPS store today.
Boom. Boom.
So be on the lookout, Justin. It's shipped. It'll take about 5 days to get there, but
dog, and we cover it all. We cover the shipping. All you got to do is be a fucking member. That's it. So you can be an apprentice, like I said, $3. But if you want to get these other levels, if you want to get these other things that are going to be coming to y'all, head over to our Patreon. If you can't find it, beyondtheharmony.com. Links to the apprentice and levels 1, 7, and 99 are both over there. Join them both. A lot of cool shit is going to the Patreon. A lot of cool stuff is happening at the Discord. What a time to be alive. Beyond the Harmony, about to break 40 40,000 motherfucking, what do we call them? Subscribers? Is it subscribers? Subscribers. I don't know. Followers, subscribers. Like, it's so crazy on the social media. About to break 40,000 subscribers on YouTube.
I hope we could do it during this live. We're at 39,955.
Is what we're at right now?
45 more. Yeah, we need 45 more to clear that 40,000.
I've been watching while we've been on to see if we can celebrate live.
Wow. 40,000.
We didn't plan that at all, by the way. We're not. I mean, we are that good, but that wasn't on our. This is the most planned live we've ever done, I think.
Yeah. No, it is, man. We're just having fun, man.
By the way, I don't know if it was always this way, but I think our gender ratio has improved a tiny bit. We're at 91% males, 9% females. But I think at one point it was like 98%.
See how quick that Game Realm guy gets kicked for talking shit? Game Realm, welcome to Cecil West's world. If you don't like Bone, go do whatever the fuck it is that you do with your loser life and get off my fucking show, you dork. Goodbye, bitch.
I remember the name though. I almost
Thuggish Ruggish Busters. I hate Bone. Suck a dick. It's just like that, boy. Goodbye.
I've seen him before. So what's the difference between that and like when I be like, man, I don't like Ghetto Cowboy?
Because he's talking shit. He's talking shit. Don't make me fucking time you out too, Matt Weaver.
I'll talk about Bone Thugs and Harmony. I love Bone Thugs and Harmony. That's the only reason. I mean, I think one of the most deeper conversations the three of us, or like when I started speaking with you two guys, was not so much about Bone, but we used it to talk about the concept of like a real strong person only really gets upset about things that they're really passionate about. Like almost nothing in life can get me riled up. You guys have known me a couple days by now, right?
You're a very chill guy.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
You and I are very opposite like that, you know?
Yes, which is just part of the magic, right?
Yes.
And so that's our own little Brokeback Mountain story, which I won't get into. But I would say like a sign of passion and love for something is getting really upset about it. And so like I want my city to win is what I always say to you guys, right? Like what do I want more than anything is I want them to get paid. I want them to work on what they want to work on, and I want us to celebrate it and enjoy it.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm down for people to. You guys have heard me. I've torn Bone stuff apart, right? Like I got no problems with that. You can oppose. You can not be with something. You can not like it. You could say something sucks. But if somebody comes on here just to be an issue, if you come on just to be a dickhead, if you don't like Bone and you just came to talk shit, I got no room for you. Get the fuck gone.
Attitude.
Yeah, I got no room for that. I mean, I love anybody that opposes. I don't know if anybody's on the show has talked shit about more Bone stuff than I have. You know, I'm the king of that. But at the end of the day, I love Bone Thugs and Harmony. I love the 30-year, you know, just like story that's been built. I love being a member of the Bone Thugs community. I love the beautiful things that have come with it. The relationships that have been built. Literally, John and I have been friends for I don't even know how many years at this point. And it all was birthed out of Bone Thugs and Harmony. So I love everything that's come from it. So at the same time, I'll tear something apart and say something was total dog shit and they need to get their act together, like I'll defend this Bone Thugs thing. We put too much time and effort in for this Bone thing. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love what we do. So many people were down to talk on our Discord. Don't be scared now. Zoom 733-570-6161. The passcode is Thug Always with a Z. All one word. Thug Always with a Z. Call in. Let's talk about some Bone. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the Bone world. We really don't got much. This could be the shortest show we've ever done. We've been on about 50 minutes. We talked about Ghetto Cowboy. We talked about P. Diddy, the notorious diddler.
And by the way, though, I mean, is P. Diddy keeping it real, though? You know, like,
nah,
I
P.
thought
Diddy
I told you we don't stop.
Oh, yeah. He's can't stop, won't stop. You know? Yeah.
But also, in the Discord this week, it's hip hop related, not Bone related. I don't think they were a group yet. I think it was AK some. Actually, Andy. I think Andy with a
I'm a
gazillion.
shark for life says it was a joke. My bad. I'm subscribed. I'm a diehard Bone fan.
Yeah,
All right,
I was trying to
fine.
tell you, bro. Like I remember Game Realm.
I take it back, Game Realm. I'll remove it. I take it back. I love you very much. I thought you were the ops. I thought you were the fucking 3-6 Mafia fan. You came to attack.
You know what? Maybe maybe we set off the wrong vibe when we had that question of the week. What was the best Bone diss? Maybe he thought like, hey, I guess we out here dissing Bone now. But we were just acknowledging reality. So yeah, maybe we gave off the wrong vibe there. But this is the Bone show. But I recognize Game Realm. I'm telling you, I've seen him
Yeah.
all the time.
It's all. I think it's all good, Game Realm. If you want to call in, we can talk about it. We're not really mad. But I think that just goes to show how quick we are to not tolerate negativity.
How do I take him out of fucking timeout, Game Realm?
Why'd you have to G-double-O-D good? He's a real one for that.
Why'd you have to try me, Game Realm? Now I don't know how to take you out of timeout.
Well, now he's on his other account, so just let it doesn't last forever, right? RC Thug still wants to talk about chasing the double 2 in like 2 weeks. What's up with that? Do you guys take dates for real from the Bone Camp?
Do you know like how naive I am? Like all these dates that have come out, I just accepted it as it was going to actually happen, completely forgetting the 30-year history of that never happening. I actually, when those dates came out, even before Jordan Corey announced them on the Bone News Network, I just accepted. I was like, oh wow, okay.
Bro, Jordan
Krayzie Bone's
Corey's
album's coming out.
Bone News Network I had no idea it was getting made. It just came out of nowhere. It was a refreshing surprise, and I learned so much from it. I gotta ask, Matt, have you seen Jordan Corey's Bone News Network?
Yeah, we spoke before he put it out, and we looked at it and we talked about it, and I gave him a fist bump.
You gave him
I
the Matt
smiled.
Weaver BNN like pass the torch moment.
Yeah, I did the thing where I put my hands behind my head, put my feet up on the desk, and I said, "Well done." Or like on Chappelle's show when he was like, "Way to go, young blood." No, I smiled the entire time I watched it.
Yeah, that was like that was like your what the fuck is the word? Intern. That was like your internship right there was BNN, you know? So it's like, you became a full member of the team, and now there's a new intern.
I love it. Yeah, man. It was good. I mean, and I did it every month for a year at least. It was a good run. Towards the end, I was like really digging for stuff to put on it every month. Or what qualifies as news, you know what I mean? But people always left positive comments and wanted to talk about what the content in it. So that's what, that's how I knew it was, that's what the people wanted, you know what I mean? But Jordan Corey, man, he's on fire with that. I'm looking forward to what he comes up with next for sure.
It was kind of cool because I remember when you started doing it, we gave you like a rough, hey, this is what we, report on Bone, report on shows, affiliates, whatever. And, I know you threw some Matt Weaver spice in as we went. And, but he really just kind of, he's like, hey, here's some Beyond the Harmony news. I was like, oh, shit, I didn't even go Jordan Corey. So it's been cool, man. We've added members to the team. You see RC Thugston here. He's been a great member of the team. Jordan Corey came in at the second half of season 5. We got Jordan Corey. I'm gonna say this, and I know that this is tough, especially for a group of people that are scared to even call in and talk to us on Zoom. But I'm still looking for someone that thinks that they can do interviews, because I have an abundance of interviews that I want done I just don't have time for. I basically got time to knock out the big ones, and and I got some really big ones set for season 6. But I need somebody that wants to do these other ones that I got, because there's some great interviews that I have that I just don't have time for. And, you know, you guys, I'm sure you've seen my cousin Vlad's show. If you haven't seen DJ Vlad, that's my cousin DJ Vlad. Make sure you check out his show. He does most of the interviews, but he's got somebody else that does some of the side interviews. And I need somebody to be that side guy that wants to interview some other people. So, you know, if anybody thinks that they can interview, I'm going to put you through the test and make you interview me like it's a job interview. But yeah, we really want to bring somebody else on that wants to do that. It'd be great if I could just say, hey, Matt and John, but they're part of this team. Like, you know, the main show wouldn't be the same without them. Ooh, Uleeks is in the house. Mr. Bill Collector featuring Eazy-E coming soon. We were going to talk about that next. There's the man right there. There is the man responsible for so many fucking things. And that is a Ruthless Records fucking king right there. He is like the Beyond the Harmony of Ruthless Records. So, shout out to him. Yeah, that Eazy-E clip is coming. I don't know if he can tell us anything else about it. But it's coming. A lot of people have asked me, hey, you know, what do you think it's going to be quality-wise, shit like that. I think it's going to be the same pre-release quality that you heard pretty much, maybe slightly better, but, you know, that thing was recorded the same way kind of the Art of War pre-releases were recorded, so don't expect some CD quality release, but who gives a fuck? You're going to get to hear Mr. Bill Collector with Eazy-E on it. You know, it's amazing. It's so funny that somebody like did that like deceitfully. You know what I'm saying? Somebody did that like with a little bit of deceit and recorded that shit, and they weren't supposed to. But thank goodness they did, because it got deleted, and that person's literally the only person with this unreleased Eazy-E verse. And yeah, man, it got fucking, it's coming. So shout out to him for making it happen. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the same person that gave us the Strictly for My Grind, that was the recording that was actually Eazy-E, that actually confirmed my theory after all those years. I'm pretty sure that's also who gave us that clip. So,
well, the one we posted on the channel came from Cold Blooded.
No,
okay.
I'm not talking about that. That's AI. Like, there's an actual real clip out there that's actually Eazy-E. I mean, it sounds like shit. It was recorded the same way these other things were, like in a studio on somebody's fucking like pocket recorder. But that's who actually brought that to the game. So, you know, this is somebody dropping gems. Mr. Bill Collector, Strictly for My Grind with Eazy. Dropping fucking gems, man.
Well, also, while we're giving shout outs, I know we shouted out Jordan Corey's Bone News Network taking the baton, but earlier that week, or maybe it was the previous week, that Mo Thug's Other Side outro came out. That Jordan put together. I had it listed on sheet of things for us to do, and I was like, man, I'm never getting to this. Jordan took it under his wing, knocked it out like in a day. He knocked it out so fast I couldn't even believe it. So, and not only that, metrics wise, because part of, you know, how YouTube grades you is how long it keeps the viewer's attention, and just the nature of that video, whoever's watching it, because pretty much it's going to be a Beyond the Harmony Bone fan, they stayed to the end because you wanted to see, all right, who's Krayzie going to say next? You're almost like, you know, I heard this outro a couple times when I listened to the Mo Thugs album, but I haven't heard it in like 10 years. And so everybody stuck around through the entirety of the video, which boosted the ranking of it. So Jordan had a hit. His first shut out the gate was a hit. So props to him. And he did it exactly how I had it envisioned, and in ways even better. So, so 2 solid videos by Jordan over the past week. Great to have these new additions to the team. And, you know, anybody else out there that if you guys got Bone ideas, you know, we're always all ears. There's 7 days a week. Sometimes Cecil and I can knock out all 7 days, but not always. So, and we would like to drop new content always. I'll be posting in the Discord a gazillion ideas that we've had since season 1.
Dollface MC with a $5 super chat. Shout out to Dollface MC.
Nice.
Showing that love.
And Ashley Brown too.
Same person.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Same person.
God. Oh, yep. Okay. I was looking at the thing all in the face. But anyway, anybody that's in the Discord, be on the lookout. I'll be publishing a whole bunch of ideas for videos that have just been sitting on the back burner for 5-6 years. And if anybody wants to take on any of them, just let me know behind the scenes, and we'll make that happen. But so far, real happy with those 2 videos from Jordan. And I just wanted to say one last thing too, was, when the Bone News Network kind of discontinued by Matt, I was like, oh man, this was like a nice tradition that we had. It's kind of sad to see it go, and it's great to see that it's got new legs, and it's kind of neat to see the career progression through Beyond the Harmony. So Matt's on the A+, you know what I'm saying. So I'm glad
it's
that
a beautiful thing, man. It's beautiful.
As Matt graduated out, the baton got passed. Jordan's taking it on, and a year from now, maybe somebody else, Jordan will move up, and the next guy will do it. But BNN lives on.
Yeah, hey, I was happy to see it come back, man. It was very.
And I want to say too is Matt's version of it. I used to like watching it, like uploading it and stuff, because I was like, man, I missed half of this stuff. So the old BNN was informative just as much as the new one. Half the things in Jordan's thing, I was like, yo, I never even seen that clip. That, man, okay.
I didn't even know
Yeah.
that we were that close to chasing the devil too.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I'm not gonna say I'm not excited about that. That's the wrong thing. But I'm not like. There's something about the Krayzie Bone releases that I'm not going crazy for him for whatever reason. Like the crazy melodies and all that, it didn't do it for me.
Let me ask you this though: has it been
the Leaves of Legends thing? Didn't do it for me.
It's because you got new waves. I think you might have got your closure. Do you think that's what it is?
With Krayzie Bone?
Yeah, I know it was a group thing. It was crazy busy, but I'm saying like the way it was even said to me by Busy, New Waves was like the swan song, and they were going to ride off into the sunset. And this is back in 2016, 2017, and they were going to ride into the sunset and let their kids take over. It didn't play out that way, but in our minds, it was kind of like, all right, New Waves, that's the end. It didn't turn out that way. Thankfully, they kept making albums. But I'm just saying,
here's the problem I have with Krayzie Bone, and it's not like it's a good problem to have, right? But I think I've talked about this before, which is. There was a time in my life where Tech Nine, and actually I have the same problem with Eminem. It's like they're so good that I'm like, all right, do something else. You've been so like, I'm just like, yeah, I get it. You rap so good. And I'm not saying that as like a bad thing, but it was like I just remember with Tech Nine just being like, dude, I get it. You're amazing. Like every song you're consistent, but like there's nothing new happening here because you've done it all at such a superior level that like, and it happened with Eminem. It happened with Tech Nine, and I think it happened to me with Krayzie Bone, where it's just like, I'm not saying these things that didn't come out weren't good. They're probably phenomenal, but it's just like I've heard him do it. I've heard him be the greatest for so long, so many times that I'm just like, yeah, what the fuck ever, it's like watching LeBron shoot fucking baskets, I'm just like, yeah, I get it. Like, you could shoot the fucking lights out. Like there's nothing here. And the other thing is he's done so many things well that there's nothing left for him to do. Like it'd be one thing if we'd never heard a cowboy song with him and then this cowboy thing came out of nowhere, or we never heard a techno song, or we never heard a rock song, he's done it all at a level fucking 10 of 10. So it's like I just don't get I guess excited. I mean I should, but I'm really hoping. But you know what though? Like I know you know this. I wasn't like a big Chasing the Devil guy. And
because you never listened to it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I tried.
no, but did you? I remember
He's like, but did you?
for no, like for like 5 years. I'd be like, hey, did you hear Chasing the Devil yet? You're like, yo, I'm like torn, bro. Like I'm trying to learn my own shit.
I've had Sons of St. Clair for how many years now, and I still haven't watched more than the first 5 fucking minutes.
You don't have that. Well, okay.
I don't have that.
Well, no, I know what you're saying.
Cold-Blooded's in the waiting room. I'm going to bring him in while we're doing this because I'm sure he's got stuff he can add in, and I appreciate Cold-Blooded calling in, so let's bring him in because he can get his 2 cents in, this motherfucker.
Yeah. So I'm just curious. I mean, I know exactly what you're saying about Krayzie. Is it kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I know exactly what you're saying about Krayzie. Is it kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Cold-Blooded, we're getting too much echo from you.
Is it kind of like the Marvel?
Fix it, Cold-Blooded.
Is it kind of like the Marvel?
Fix it, Cold-Blooded. I don't know what Cold-Blooded's doing. Well,
just let me say this. So the Marvel films, Star Wars, it all kind of like over time it lost its. But it's the same with like Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty was like mind blowing, and then it still is mind blowing. Just like Krayzie Bone is still mind blowing. But we need like a new trick. And kind of like, did you enjoy when he did the yakety yak with those guys? Like, you know, just flipping it up and.
I mean, I'll tell you this, like, it was interesting to me. Like, I don't want to listen to that song a bunch of times, but it was like, oh shit, here's some new, you know, so at least it was interesting to me.
This is my question, I guess, for Cold-Blooded too, and for anybody, because I don't know the answer and this is what I hope, is Chasing the Devil going to keep the storyline going? I hope it's staying on concept. I hope it's not just going to be quick fix tape, the next one. I hope is it still going to be the storyline expanded upon? Is it still really chasing the devil and building upon it? Does anybody know?
Can you hear me?
I didn't even know it was coming out. We can hear you.
All right. I don't know what the fuck my computer was doing.
Yeah, I didn't even until I watched Jordan Corey's fucking BNN. I had no idea this was even coming out. I didn't even know.
What up, y'all?
What's up, Cold-Blooded? By any chance, do you got the intel on Chasing the Devil? Is it going to carry on?
Yeah. What do you know about it?
Okay, so I ain't gonna lie. It's the one Krayzie Bone album I always have this weird feeling about, but it's because I don't know. We waited
because it's not that good.
No, but the thing is I do have favorite songs on there though that grew on me over time. So it's
not
like
that good. The album's good, not bro. That. It's not that good.
It's like the busy feature and the Flesh feature. Those were totally like I had no idea that was gonna happen. And the busy feature alone, like I don't know, I kind of got hit with something that like that. That song's just different in its own. So I don't know. It holds a weird place for me. But yeah, it is Krayzie's technically least satisfying project.
It's not that good.
What about if Lucky Lou remixed Chasing the Devil and engineered it correctly? Because like a lot of the complaints were the beats and the engineering and everything. But man, like, okay, I'll admit to on my first listen, I wasn't thrilled about it. But
do you know I like Gemini Good vs. Evil 2 billion times more than Chasing the Devil?
Not me, dude.
Oh, that's a good album. That's a good album.
Gemini is Gemini Good vs. Evil is a million times better than Chasing the Devil.
I don't agree.
That's fine.
It's a tough one, but it's definitely in the lower end of his.
I think Eternal Legend, that whatever project, is better than Chasing the Devil.
All right, if Hold On to Your Soul wasn't discovered to be a remake of some like older track, okay, that track in itself, if it was a completely original cut, that would hold the whole album together right there.
Did people actually recognize the Lost Boys? It's the song from like the Lost Boys movie, ain't it?
Yes.
It's not, look, I'm not saying it's a pile of shit, right? Because we're talking about Krayzie Bone. So even Krayzie Bone's like worst attempts at something are better than most motherfuckers' best attempts, right? So it's like, I'm not saying it's bad. What I'm saying is we're talking about Krayzie Bone. And we're talking about Chasing the Devil, which is like the equivalent of fucking Detox for Krayzie Bone, basically. Like, it feels like it was fucking Detox.
Okay, here's a more important question. Have you guys listened to all the lives?
Like Krayzie Bone just fucking playing
yes.
random songs. I can't do that to myself.
Well, there's not a lot of, how could I say, filler, as you could say, as like some of those albums had offered, you know what I'm saying? But
you're saying on the new one?
On it, whatever, there's stuff. I mean, I don't know specifics on what's from what, you know, sometimes he's just playing a bunch of random stuff, but everything sounds pretty fucking fresh and up to date. I mean, I didn't expect to like Leave the Legends as much as I did. I loved it. I love Leave the Legends.
Yeah, it didn't really do it for me.
Surf in the Sky, bro, was that track right there just does everything that I needed it to do.
The way he rolled it out on 420, and it was a weed-based album, and then he had his own weed and all this other stuff, that just brought a lot of old memories back from being an early Bone fan. I mean, you know, I'm a big pothead myself, so you know.
John, what was the weird? I think maybe it was from a Quick Fix or something. What was the weird ass Krayzie Bone song I liked?
Yeah, it's on Quick Fix 2. I know what you're talking about. It's like a 5-letter word like toxic or loyal or I'll pull it up right here.
Loved it. Love that shit. You know,
Quick Fixes were all great. I love the Quick Fixes. Those
that extended Quick Fix 1 was incredible with that Legend Quick Fix 2 track list. I'm going to give you the title here. It's not Spade.
You know why I liked it? The song you're about to say, because it's different. It was new. And even though it's weird and a lot of people didn't like it.
It's called Fraud. Remember I said it's 5 letters, Fraud. Yeah. The track was called Fraud.
That's a weird ass song and I really fucking liked it.
Hey, Jordan, you might be talking about that other weed song that leaked also. He's saying there's like the one that has that Bootsy Collins sample. I think that's another weed song. I think he's got a whole nother weed album.
There's definitely this fraud.
But is this Chasing the Devil going to be conceptual? Like, you know, the first one was Chasing the Devil : Temptation.
Yeah, this is Salvation.
Salvation. Okay. Yes. So maybe it will be.
Someone getting them, something them, stealing them.
Yeah. Everybody hated that, and I liked it just because it was something different. It was just something different. I was just, again, we're talking about a guy that, I mean, I don't think he gets the credit like Tech Nine or Eminem, but we're talking about a guy that I feel like performs at that, you know, all-star team, dream team, you know, rap Olympic level. So it's just like he's done everything. So I just don't get fucking excited. And Chasing the Devil, but hey, Cold Blooded at least just got me excited for what it could be. Like I'm not in a situation where I want to not like it. I want to love it. So I'm hoping that I hear Chasing the Devil 2 and go, wow, that was the one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, as an artist, I have faith in Krayzie Bone that, like, you know, with the wait that we've had to wait between projects, that he went back and revised, you know, and spruced things up, because I feel like that's what happened to Melodies as well. Like, so I think that he's probably saved some gems, because everything he's been playing on the lives, I'm sure some people will tell you, like, you'll sit there and be like, oh man, this is almost unfair to even listen to him just keep playing it for all these years. Like,
but Cecil, can't Walk Away didn't blow your face off, bro, when you heard that? Like, that was different as hell. So and then Chasing Nightmares, it was like an old school track, storytelling.
The can't.
I'm telling you, man, it grows on you. It grows on you.
Yeah.
What If, and I mean, the brand new Everything, I would like it, but the snare, the drum just used to, it would hurt my ear. So I almost hope there's a Lucky Lou remake for that one. But brand new Everything, though, think about how many times on our Voxers before Matt, I used to say, yo, man, I need a brand new Everything. Like, that was the theme song of that year, Brand New Everything. Ride for Me.
For you, it was. Not for me.
I
needed a brand new album.
I definitely believe the release date when Krayzie finally posted that new flyer himself, because that was like everything up to that point. I was very skeptical. I'm like, are we really just gonna get an album just on the 8th, like just out of nowhere. But when he posted that flyer, I'm almost convinced it's just gonna drop the same way Quick Fix did.
Bro, look, I just turned this can't walk away thing on. That doesn't just sound like a cluttered mess of fucking sound to you when that chorus happens.
No, bro, it's beauty to my. It's actually like there is so much excitement that goes throughout my whole brain, body, throughout the entirety of that track.
Jesus Christ.
It's my favorite Flesh track, too.
Just like, murder someone and get over this fucking shit.
Leatherface 2 will be your choice then. Just keep waiting. Leatherface 2 is on the way.
I love a lot of Krayzie Bone harmony shit, but Chasing the Devil felt like he was trying too hard. It just doesn't do it for me.
It came off preachy there very much, I think, folks. But see, if you know, I think as fans we accept it, but the outside people, they like a lot of people who don't listen to Bone on a regular basis, and you tell them, "Oh, brand new Krayzie Bone album," you know that's not one that you would really.
You guys, who's Skeletal Melodies? Who changed their name to that?
I think that's our boy, bro. I think that's Therese.
Therese, you don't get to be someone new, Therese. I'm letting you in, but you get to be Therese forever, motherfucker. Let's let him in too. If you guys want to join this Bone Thug party, the meeting ID is 733-570-6161. The passcode is Thug, always with a Z. All you got to do is get on Zoom and do that, and you can be in here with all of us, Cold-Blooded, and Therese, who thinks he's going to change his name after 5 fucking seasons.
Let me just throw this in. One of my top 5 Matt Weaver memories is one of our like late night where we're all trying to get off the call together, like after a show, like one of these where we're delirious, and you were going through Chasing the Devil, and you had to like fire on, and you cut it off. And Matt goes, "Bro, you killed it right before the cool part was about to happen."
Yeah.
And I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, "Dog, what are you doing, bro? How are you gonna kill that track right there?"
I don't. This might be blasphemy. I'm 2 million times more excited to hear what Flesh and Bone is doing than Krayzie Bone.
Not me, bro. I'm still Cray Jack. Life, bro. I'm getting all these albums. Every single one of them I'm getting. Like I haven't missed a single Krayzie Bone album ever.
Hey, I hope it's amazing. I hope when we listen to it, I'm eating all my words and I'm like, this is incredible, and I love it. So
I'm just forever hoping for a new Wishbone feature at the end of the day. Anything new from Wishbone.
I hope he's on this little Ghetto Cowboy saga. I hope we get a Wishbone cowboy character.
Hey, did you guys see that Wishbone verse on that Kane video where it's in the snow?
Yes.
Yeah. So Wish be doing. Oh, and who? Oh, RC Thugster brought it up, and this is my opportunity to cape for this. The Land. Cold-Blooded, you familiar with The Land? It's Kane featuring Bone Thugs and Harmony. Same question to Therese.
Yes.
Are you The Land caper? Like, are you in love with The Land, the track?
I'm down with it. I think Kane has done a lot of great work. Honestly, that's one of the better artists that have actually been on The Life as compared to the old Thug Line roster. I think
it's dope.
A lot of work. Yeah.
I don't think it's as dope as you guys make it out to be, but I thought what was dope was that Kane finally got a whole Bone Thugs and Harmony feature like he deserves, because he's got to be. I'm trying to think if there's somebody that I would call an affiliated artist that now at this point has been affiliated for that long and active.
But listen, to get a Wishbone feature puts him above so many. Like, I don't know. He must have that. He must have put in that work for them to be like, yeah, Wishbone said, I'll do a track with you, bro.
Yeah. I mean, he's just been there. You know what I mean? Like, as far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster, and that Kane has been a fucking mainstay. Like, you know, He's
super like how can you say, like interactive with the fans and everything. He like follows back, he comments, he's always like, you know, if you say thank you on something, he's always liking those comments and stuff.
Jordan said only Keith is longer. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I guess so. Keith isn't as fucking active as Kane is as far as being like a rapper. You know, he's like a fucking podcast guy now. Like Kane is like full blown all the time, active, albums, merch, branding.
He was already rapping regardless, and he was already performing, and then he signed, and so that's like if he stopped being signed, he would still be rapping. I think that's the difference. And every time I met him, like he just looks me in the eye and talks to me like a normal person.
Right.
He listens. He's not just like looking around and tuned out, hoping that the interaction will end as soon as possible.
Right. Yeah, no,
Oh, Torres.
Yeah, I would just go say like he even like I would say like he's definitely like an artist that stand on his own too, to the fact that he's not just riding the Bone wave to the point like you even see him doing tracks with DJ Paul and stuff, doing stuff outside of Bone, you know what I'm saying? Like so.
Right, like he got a name in Cleveland outside of Bone, I believe. Like you said, he'd be rapping regardless whether he had that deal or not.
What's going on in the chat? Krayzie says Young Gage and him are releasing an EP that is going to be hosted by Position. Maybe we can get on one of these off-season shows and talk about it. Sure. You and Young Gage always got a fucking place, my man. You just tell me when.
By the way, Matt was asking RC about RC Thugster was saying that some Art of War merchandise is dropping. Anybody got the 4-in-1 on that?
Mrs. West just got here, so I'm going to let you guys talk about this while I welcome her home. But I would just want to say that I think that, I don't know, 90% of this fucking 30-year anniversary shit that's come out has been total hot garbage. And I've seen a bunch of people like Cody Hillier and shit show me designs that I thought were way better. I think whoever is designing a lot of this shit, a bunch of it's just like, it's just like lazy. In fact, the fucking, not Lazy Bone, but like the artist is just kind of lazy. In fact, like it seems to have gotten more lazy as we've gone on. Like the Faces of Death shit, I was like, okay, this is cool. And then Creeping On to come up, I was like, all right, like I can fuck with this. And then once we got into Eternal, I'm like, did they use the Faces of Death skull on some Eternal shit? Like they don't even give a fuck to keep the, okay. And with Eternal, I'm like, there's so much imagery you could have used, and this is what the fuck we did. So I know a lot of people are excited thinking this Art of War jacket's going to come out, and I'm just like, I guess it's about as fucking boring and lazy as you can get. You just took the fucking album cover and slapped it on a jacket. So
I know Mrs. West is home, but I do got a question for you because it's on this topic. I'm so surprised that you don't have that Thug Mentality jacket that Krayzie had at the Verses, because that looked exactly like the kind of stuff that you were wearing back in 2006.
Yeah,
although I guess maybe that's
that thing was all right to me. Actually, I don't get into just like, let's just take something and just like, it's just lazy to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like for it to be good to me, you take something that was and you make it something new. Like, so when they just take like the album cover and say, let's just make this whole album cover into a jacket, I'm just like, come on, the fuck, guys. You couldn't have tried you got so much imagery. We couldn't have tried just a little bit fucking harder here. It's the 30 year and we couldn't have tried a little bit fucking harder. I do like
the look of it. Does it not look like, ECC era Cecil West, even though it's not,
but you saying, so Krayzie Bone's wearing a fucking thing that I would have worn?
The colors, like, you already had that skull up shirt with all the green.
Yeah, you're talking about the fucking 3-6 Mafia shirt. That's a 3-6 Mafia thing. Well, it's not actually, but that's who made it big.
Okay, well, it looked, I mean, to me, it looked good. And I thought the Faces of Death jacket was pretty tight too. I mean, I see what you're saying though. You're kind of like, hey man, put a little artistic flair on it. Maybe they need to holler at Cody before they put out some of the stuff.
Some of the shit that Cody designed and it showed me is so much better. It's just like taking this thing that was and turning it into something new, like honoring. But hey, I guess some people just want a fucking clock that says first of the month.
I mean,
I know you guys are real big streetwear heads and really care about the positioning
their
of
shit's
the logo
better
on the coat, but check out what RC Thugs to just put in the chat. He says
Uh-oh.
Flesh just posted on IG some unreleased Bone footage from the 90s, and Busy is in front of Economy.
Dun
And he
dun
posted the link.
dun.
Oh shit.
We must, I think I'm gonna channel my inner John Lippy now. We must be influencing the universe.
Wow.
And it's gone full circle to where we put enough Economy out there that we got it back.
Bro, RC, you got RC and Cecil, y'all gotta come quick with that economies video, bro. We gotta finish the research before it's too late. I made that folder for you guys, so we got it. We gotta. We gotta move on this, man. We gotta move on economies before it's too late. Strike while the fire's hot.
That's fire.
All right, let's see if I can.
So
just a clip of videos we already seen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's some old ass footage. Yeah, I got an economy video coming too. We'll get it done. Get her done. But yeah, now the new gear. I actually think what was the company you just said, Matt?
The Shoe Palace one, or which one are you talking about?
I think their shit is better, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a clean drop. That's a clean drop.
I think that whoever did that did it completely. Somehow they got it licensed enough to get away with it. And I almost bet you that this is just like a comeback to seeing money being they should have got paid for that. I bet you they didn't, right? Straight up, or not paid enough. And so I bet you what's happening.
They promoted it, right? Though, like, didn't they promote the Shoe Palace shit as well?
I'd still promote it, even if just get my name out there. But
Marco copped a bunch of that stuff, and what's really cool is it comes in these Bone Thugs and Harmony bags, and it has the little tags that say the logo on there. That little stuff is that's super cool when it comes to like collecting shit. Like,
the only thing they did wrong to me was one of the shirts or jackets or something. They spelled Lazy's name wrong, and I was like,
yeah,
come the fuck on. Come on. But besides that, you know, they're doing exactly what I want, which is they're taking the theme of Eternal, the theme of Art of War, and they're putting a new spin on it. You know, it feels like something you'd get now to celebrate back then. So I don't know, but who knows? Maybe this Art of War stuff won't fucking suck. I like the pins that they're doing, all these pins, although. And I could be being too hard on this, but I just thought them picking the street sign as the pin for Eternal was, you know, I was like, you could have done something better there. But I guess in reality, like, that's like, I don't know, man. Like, if you think about it, like the street sign, that's like a fucking, you know, that was a creeping on a come up thing before it was on the Eternal cover. So it was just like, you know, there was skulls from Eternal that I would have liked to seen as a pin instead, but you know, we'll see. Let's see what they do with Art of War.
Yeah, the Zippo lighter is really fucking cool.
By the way, we got to get those Kate Chill tracks out there, man. I haven't gone into our email in like 3 weeks. I got to get back in there.
Well, those are just for us right now.
Oh, okay.
But I can tell you this. K-Chill's working on a brand new album. He's working on a book. He's working on a movie. And so he decided to do an album. He's decided to do a last album to accompany this documentary that he's doing on his life. And he has somebody working on a book. I offered us to help with the book. He's like, I need your help with everything else. He's like, I actually got a book guy, which made me happy. Like, I was like, oh, cool. I'm glad you got somebody to do the shit, you know? So he's got those in motion, and when the album is done, he's like, I need big Beyond the Harmony support, and he's gonna do a listening party. He wants to do a listening party for the K Chill album, and we love K Chill over here, so we're excited to support K Chill.
Man, I love to hear that. I want to do anything K Chill wants to do, basically.
That's awesome.
So tease a little bit about the tracks that we have, like these are for the new album, or they're hidden, or what can we say about them?
I assume they're for the new album. Like, I don't know. He's been in just recording a ton of shit. So I don't know. I don't know if we're at the place where we're just recording tons of music and seeing what's good and what's not, or if everything he's recording is going. I don't know. He literally sent them to us and said, "Let me know what y'all think of this." So, we're gonna see. Maybe K Chill wants to do a Beyond the Harmony think tank, and actually have a think tank that actually fucking does what people say.
Was the Undone album by Roots and Majesty? Was that Majesty? Was that an actual Majesty album, Mr. Majesty? It's called The Undone. I just have I'm looking through my old notes here of things does anybody recall that? Did he mention that in the
I feel like
interview?
I've listened to every Roots thing that's been put out at least once, and
I don't know if it was The Roots. I think it was maybe some guy named Roots and Majesty. I guess I could do a Google search.
That's funny that both artists are taking names from other. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm surprised that no one has ever done the history of Hell's Movie. And at one point, the guy that says he claims he made Hell's Movie originally, he left a comment on one of our videos, like in season 2. We gotta find that guy and get like an official Hell's Movie explanation for the books.
I just think it's so hard at this point. There's been multiple versions of Hell's Movie made now. Like, to find the person that compiled the original playlist that was called Hell's Movie, who the fuck knows? Because now it's like, there's a Hell's Movie double disc, there's this Hell's Movie, there's that thing, there's the one that was put on eBay. But that original, very first one, that had us all fooled, that had us believing, and anybody that says that they didn't believe that is a liar. At the time that the very first Hell's Movie hit the internet, you were like, "Oh my God, this is what it was supposed to be." Who the fuck knows? Somebody did try to take claim on our video, but I'm always very just, you know me. I'm just like, yeah, prove it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if anybody out there knows anything about the origins of Hell's Movie and wants to turn it into a Beyond the Harmony video, we would love to post that just to try to back it up with facts. But that would be pretty cool to have on the channel, just to get that story solidified. I mean, ultimately, whoever makes the first Hell's Movie video will manufacture the official. It'll become the de facto narrative.
That's what's scary.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so fact driven right there, because I'm like, if nobody's proven it and you come with a video, all of a sudden you're the proof. And what if it ain't real? See, at least when I put a video out, that's why people are like, bro, this video didn't have to be 30 minutes long. And I'm like, yeah, it did. If it's not 30 minutes long, if me explaining how I came to all these people in this Notorious Thugs video, if I don't explain that, this could be anybody. You just take my word for it. Who the fuck am I? Show your work. RC Thugster wants to know, did the Sin GYS song ever come out? It did not. I forgot all about that. We got to upload that.
So I got a question that I know we're going to make it to a bigger one with Cecil and Matt, but since we got Cold Blooded and Therese here, and I'll shorten
Skeletal Melodies, John.
Since I got Skeletal Melodies on the line and Cold Blooded, the question of the week, and this is not for Matt and Cecil, and this will give Cecil a chance to greet Mrs. West. My question is, and we're going to shorten it. I had it as top 10, but top 5, and just brainstorm it. It doesn't have to be accurate. The top 5 most important Bone Universe tracks since 2014, since we're in the year 2024 now. The last 10 years, what are the 5 most important Bone Universe tracks. And when I say Bone Universe, it means it doesn't have to be Bone Thugs and Harmony. It doesn't have to be Mo Thugs. It could be anything in the Bone-iverse, the Bone cinematic universe of all the characters of Bone and Mo Thug and Seven Sign and solo albums and Kane and his stuff. And basically in this, and it could be like a feature track. So like the Wiz Khalifa Twinkle Twinkle.
Right.
You got a 5 and if you want to go all the way, like the ways we did. So you got the best, most important, worst, and it was a fourth option: best and best, worst, most influential, or most important, and your favorite. Because sometimes the best is not the favorite. For instance, like the Crossroads is not my favorite, but it's the best Bone song, right? So if any of you want to even brainstorm that out, I'm talking enough just to let your mind kind of like think about it. And I think it's a good exercise because we're going to hear some tracks that we hadn't even thought about.
Gotta think all the way
Most
back to
important since-
2014.
Yeah. And I guess that eliminates, like, I guess everything 100 came out in 2013 with was World War III 2013? Because I hope it's whatever this date is.
About, yeah.
Yeah.
2012, 2013, man. I don't
Yeah.
know if I like this game.
So I guess that takes out Trap Lord.
There's a lot though. I mean, so for
Okay, yeah,
instance,
damn. If that cuts out the ASAP song, because that was a pretty important.
yeah, Lord. Okay, I'll throw this one out there as, would you say that this was the most important? And I'm not saying I like it even, but was the most important moment for Bone the last 10 years when Lazy Bone made Let Me Go Migo, since it went #1 on SoundCloud?
I hated it.
No, that song is terrible. That like the only reason why
Hold on, I was kissing Mrs. West. What song's terrible?
Let Me Go. Like,
oh, the Lazy Bone Migo thing.
Yeah, I'm asking, was that the most important Bone
I feel
track
like
of the last 10 years?
No, that it helped Busy. It helped Busy a lot.
Well,
I'm saying, but if you think about impact, right?
It
like,
did
that
okay.
that changed the game?
Well, so a couple things about it. The song isn't good.
The song is not good.
The song is not good. The cover art for it is horrendous.
Oh, terrible.
The name of the song is terrible. But I will say, and I can't remember what it was, but it broke some crazy SoundCloud record at the end of the year. Which was nuts. But I mean, to be fair, you have Lazy Bone making waves with, at that time, arguably the biggest rap group at that time, and it's on SoundCloud. So he's competing with, me and Cold Blooded as he disses the biggest fucking rap group there is. So it should have broken some records. But it did break some records. But like Cold Blooded said, it completely opened up the fucking door for Busy to do Carbon Monoxide.
Yeah. And that was going to be one of my first choices is Carbon Monoxide, because as far as like Busy trying to stand his ground, even though some would say it was a bit.
He said it broke the records because people were reacting how bad it was, and that's not a good thing.
No, that's true too. That's true. It was one of those things like, oh my God, you hear this? What is this? Like,
and plus SoundCloud was not like, it's not like anybody was.
Yeah, SoundCloud's already in its like last legs. Like, yeah.
All right, but let's look at it like my man George Ramirez out there. He's always asking me about the Nexus events. That is like a turning point. If you remove just that one song, and I don't even like Let Me Go Migo for all the same reasons you guys said. However, I think it's the most important moment. Like, it changed the entire direction of Bone Forever After, because then Carbon Monoxide might not get made, Enigma might not get made. There's so much that may not happen after that. Like, I see it as a turning point. You don't think it's a turning point?
No, I wouldn't say that the stuff that Busy was going to be doing was not going to happen because of that, because Busy is just, if you follow him on Instagram, I would say it was still going to come out because he be on one.
Yeah, no, the album, it would have had a different rollout though. That's the thing. When that became like the focus of like, and really like their response and 21 Savage getting involved really did set the tone of how like he wanted to release that album. I don't know. It really did change the path because I don't even think Bone really wanted him to go that hard against those guys, but he chose to go that route and stand his ground like he tends to do. And I don't know the energy behind it though. I was kind of all for it on the Busy end because I am a Busy fan, but
So are you a Busy first or a Krayzie first or a Lazy Flesh?
I'm Busy first. Yeah,
Busy
no,
first.
for
Wow,
sure.
okay.
Yeah, and also I'm a big fan of the battle rap days and diss tracks and subliminals and all that stuff. So the shit Busy was doing was hip hop to the fullest.
Dick sucking sucker moves.
Therese, I don't know if I know who Krayzie, Lazy, Busy, Wish Flesh. Who's your favorite?
It depends on the album.
Good answer. Good.
That's a very safe answer.
Because like I said, I think I told you this before. My favorite
It's
on
Resurrection,
Resurrection, of
right?
course.
Isn't that your favorite album, Resurrection?
Well, I don't think I have a favorite album. I don't know yet about the favorite
There's
album, but
something.
I know
There's something about Resurrection, though, right? Is that what got you into Bone?
it was the Gemini Good versus Evil and Alpha and Omega albums was the ones. Those was like my first two Bone albums. I had got them
Wow.
both at the same time. So yeah, uh, John, I heard what you was. That's what got me. I'm like, wow, hold on, y'all got to show Gemini. Gemini is my thug mentality, and I still haven't even heard Thug Mentality '99 because I don't want to hear it on YouTube. I want the
What?
actual physical disc.
What? Therese,
That's amazing.
get out of
That's
here, Therese.
that's the biggest Bone news I've heard in a
Get
while.
out of my fucking room. You haven't heard Thug Mentality
Wow.
99.
I mean, I've heard songs here and there, but I refuse to listen to it on YouTube. I want the physical disc or put it on the streaming platform so I can hear it like clearly. Like I don't want to.
Therese,
It's something about
I
just
will send you the flack fucking rips of this thing about as clear as you can get, you psycho. You haven't heard
I
Thug
want to hear it
Mentality
in high
99.
quality.
Have you heard this little album called East 1999 Eternal? They
Of course, I heard that.
They got this little project called The Art of War. If you're looking to just catch up,
Yeah, those was I already had those in high school. Yeah, Thug Mentality Night. It's not that I couldn't hear it. It's just like even like when I first started getting into it and I heard like Art of War and Eternal. I think like a year later, two people I had the chance twice to listen to it to Thug Mentality '99, and the CDs were scratched up, so I couldn't like listen to it without it skipping, and I didn't want to hear it like that. So I just gave them back their CDs, and I'm like, man, it's not even playing all right all the way. So
I remember just,
yeah,
this reminds me of is in like the early 90s, Aerosmith had like a resurgence with Angel and Crazy and whatever. And, I was in middle school and all of like my middle school friends all liked it. And all of our big brothers were hating on us for saying like, man, don't you know Aerosmith was a band in the 70s and 80s and you guys think this out? It was called Get a Grip. It had like a cow on the front. And we're like, yo, man, we're in middle school. We don't even have disposable income to buy albums. We don't even know there was no internet. And so I'm not hating on you, Therese. I've been there with Aerosmith. And it's kind of like the same thing. It's mind blowing though, just to hear about Gemini.
have you heard Thug on the Line?
yeah, I've heard Thug on the Line.
What
That
the
was one of the
fuck?
CDs. But uh, Thug on the Line is good, but that Gemini Good versus Evil that has a very different emotion for me when it plays. Like it brings back different memories for me.
Hey, I'm
And
curious,
man,
what brought you into Gemini? Because I was a big fan of Little John, so I was all for it, hearing that was the first single and all of this. But I didn't know, like, unless you were already a hardcore Bone, like, what made you like really That what from that album pulled you in?
Hey, Cold Blooded, can you move over just a little bit so you're no the other way? Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Okay.
Oh, my shit moved. That's why.
No,
My
you
bad.
good. You good.
I don't know. I don't know if it was because like this was my first, like I was like 14 years old. So I think that's around the time where people start to like really become aware of like what music they like and like really into or something like that. I don't know, but it was
Like
like,
you actively went and obtained it based on your fandom of Bone already, or was that something like you had a brother or a sister like let you hear it?
well, I did have people around me who had like I had a cousin who had the Resurrection album, and he had the poster on his wall. And then I also had a brother-in-law who had the CDs, like he had Eternal and Art of War and stuff
Man,
like that. But he wasn't like really playing it, but I was like, it's this I just knew I wanted to get some of their music and
right.
of my own. And one day I was at a I think it was Walmart, something like that. I think it was Walmart, or what was that store that used to be called?
Kmart.
Kmart. Kmart. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kmart. It was either Walmart or Kmart. And walked past and I was like, I think that's them guys right there. And it had Busy Bone, Alpha and Omega, and Krayzie Bone, Gemini Good versus Evil. And those was two that I picked up. And I was like, when I got to playing them, I was like,
Wow.
man, this is cold right here. So
So
I fell in love with them two albums.
here's how I could bring you into Cecil's good grace with Gemini. Therese, tell Cecil about Heidi Ho. Was that the name of the
Tell them
track?
about Heidi Ho.
Heidi Ho. Was Heidi Ho one of your joints from Gemini that you enjoyed a lot, or how'd you feel about that track?
Like every song front to back is a banger to me.
Yeah,
Like
I love that
Yeah.
whole
Heidi
album.
Ho.
Yeah.
I
Whole
love
album's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Whole album's great.
Uh-huh.
If my mind's memory serves me correct, though, Cecil, wasn't that your like that was your shit on Gemini, right?
I mean, again, I feel the same way. They're all bangers. They feature a couple great Wishbone verses on that album.
Yes.
Get You Twisted, the second verse, he on the second verse of Get You Twisted, he's coming for the crown. He's trying to battle Heated Heavy with that second verse of Get You Twisted. So there's a bunch that I love. There's a bunch that I love about that album. I will say in terms of like progression, I mean that the order in which he released his solos are the order that I'd put them. I mean, Thug Mentality 99, Thug on the Line, Gemini. But they're also good that it's like, and this is what I was talking about earlier, is this is what's missing, is at that time, it wasn't like, I didn't listen to Thug on the Line and say, oh, this is good, but it's not as good as Thug Mentality. I was like, wow, this is fucking great. It's just, it's its own way. Like it's a totally different, it's totally different. And Gemini was totally different. And even though it was Krayzie Bone and he revisited things from the other projects, they all were like their own thing. So it was like they were all number one because they were all kind of going in a different Krayzie Bone direction. Whereas now, I just feel like he's done it. He's done it. He's done it. He's fucking done it. He's done it to death. But yeah, no, I love that album. Heidi Ho, I just think is fucking great because, his flow, it's killer. I can't believe you don't like that album more, John, because he really flexes he really flexes all over that album.
Yeah, well, what I'm remembering from it, like when I just think about my flash memories, is I kind of associated with Heaven's Movie, and that Heaven's Movie always felt incomplete to me, because of those.
No way.
Those short,
it's super.
tracks.
It's super. I mean, I think, yeah. Well, see, here's what I can see is happening in your mind. Thug Mentality was 2 discs. Thug on the Line was 1 disc, but it was still like a very long, like full song.
Yeah.
And that album definitely was. It feels shorter than the other ones, but I mean, it's you know, if you can fucking fuck with a quick fix, then you can fuck with, you know, Gemini.
By the way, Cecil, you got someone in the comments that's wanting to dial in. I know it's showing right there on the screen, right? It's Zoom meeting ID, passcode Thug Always. So anybody that wants to call in.
733-570-6161 on your Zoom. The password's Thug Always with a Z.
Boom.
And you know what else? Something that don't get talked about when we talk about Bone covers. That Gemini cover I love that cover too. Like that one, it's up there with the it's up there with the Bone covers, I would say.
It's a nice cover, but in terms of cover art for Krayzie Bone albums,
I love that cover, bro. That's my favorite Krayzie.
The Gemini one?
Yeah, that Gemini cover is iconic to me.
Yeah, but like, Thug Mentality. Here's why Thug Mentality is so good. Okay, you ready? You're thinking of Thug Mentality now, and you have all this shit to compare it to. But in '99, the only shit we had all felt like Bone shit. All the Bone shit felt like Bone stuff. Even though Heaven's movie was like different, it still felt like some Bone shit. Even though Flesh and Bones thing was like a little different, it still felt like Bone shit. Like it was all like red and the dark colors. And Thug Mentality '99 was like bright fucking green Matrix, like total change in the game. It was like futuristic Bone Thugs.
Bro, they had a billboard of that shit right before it came out here, and we couldn't believe how green and how bright, and just like we never saw Bone on a billboard like that for a release, and we knew Krayzie Bone was coming with the feature list alone. It looked like a No Limit feature list, but it was all big names.
Yeah,
and it was like I couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable. I'll give you that. Thug Mentality, and I'm like I said, I'm a Heaven's movie fanatic. Busy Bone's whole rollout, I couldn't believe it. But Krayzie came, you could tell Ruthless tripled down on Thug Mentality. They gave him everything he needed.
Well,
I like that cover. By the way,
that's the thing about it is though it wasn't, you know, it wasn't Ruthless. You know, it was fucking that.
Well, Loud stepping in, of course.
Like that's the thing.
I could tell that like they were kind of like busy.
Loud and Relativity.
A lot of trouble.
Loud and Relativity. Okay, they were the ones that were really behind, you know, those projects. And that's why when you hear Lazy Bone talk about his solo, he's like, I fucked up. I kept my shit inside of Ruthless. Everybody else went outside. I kept my shit inside. And that's why my shit got fucked up. And that's why he's like always so mad about like the Make My Day video and everything. He's like, yo, I thought I was doing the right thing, staying with Ruthless, staying with Tamika, staying with, you know, Easy. I didn't do what the other guys did. Also, an interesting thing about that, and it doesn't get talked about enough, but I do think that Lazy talked about in an interview recently, was that The Gift coming out the same fucking day as the El Burna project, that, you know, that was detrimental to his success. But I'll say this too, and I've always wondered this, and I like calling him El Burna now, but at the time when he decided to giant letters El Burna Thug by Nature, aka Lazy Bone in little letters, I was like, whose fucking terrible, bad, fucked up, horrible decision was this? It was confusing, bro, because at that point in the game they were big, but I don't think that they were big enough that people were just like looking at that cover going, oh, that's Lazy Bone. You know, like it was, they really, that Lazy Bone name was so important for it to not be all little like that. So many things hurt that project. But yeah, I loved the Heaven's movie rollout was awesome. The build-up was better than the final product just because so much of it got cut up and diced up and thrown away. I will say the first time I heard the little hidden skit thing, it completely happened on accident. I remember I'm sitting in my mom's room using her computer, and the disc is playing in the fucking computer, and I just let it keep going, and I was doing other shit, and then all of a sudden the skit starts playing, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is happening right now? What is going the fuck on? And I hear this skit, and it blows my mind. And you know, after that, you ask John, I was hiding shit on every album, and he's like, bro, why do you do this? He's like, just put this shit as a track. You don't gotta hide it. And I'm like, nah, you gotta hide something on every song, or on every album.
Be hiding like my favorite tracks too.
Yeah, you know,
classic Cecil move.
I liked all that.
So I gotta fast forward the whole track 14, you know, to get to this stuff that I want to hear on the CD.
There was an album, like people got real clever with that hiding shit. Jay-Z hid like 3 songs at the end of an album once. Korn hit a song, but they did like 99 tracks of like 2-second silence.
Yeah.
Some shit like that before you got to the hidden stuff. Like that was like a thing, you know. We'll never have that again.
I'll give you some. The 9 Inch Nails put like track 99. If you, I think it wasn't Pretty Hate Machine. I think it was the second album. You have to fast forward to track 99 to hear a track. But then, and Matt might be the only one that knows this one. This group called They Might Be Giants. Have anybody on the panel here heard of They Might Be Giants? I forgot what.
Yeah,
album
I know them
it
a little
is.
bit, but I'm not like a big into it.
Do you know about the hidden tracks on that album? They like at the end of the CD, right? The CD's over, and then there's like 30 blank tracks. So it's not even like the way Cecil did it, where it's all like or like Busy Bone with that interview. It's not like it's the last track is super long. If you pop their CD in, it would look like there's 99 tracks on the album, and you had to let like 1 second go by per track. So like track 1 would play, and then it would queue up for 2 seconds.
Yeah,
and then it got to like track like 67.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. I thought it was Korn, but maybe it was 9 Inch Nails. I just remember somebody doing this. Maybe Korn did it too.
Well, I'm saying They Might Be Giants did it where it was like a whole snippet album, but they weren't even snippets. They were like these songs that were just one-liners. Like one of them was, I found a new friend underneath my pillow.
See how you like some weird shit? Yeah. I would have hated that. See, you like some hidden shit inside of some weird shit.
Yeah, man. I want some weird shit. Krayzie Bone weird shit album. That's never gonna happen.
Thank God.
But
thank God. We're 3 minutes off from 10 o'clock, by the way. We're gonna do a drawing or a spin or what the fuck ever right around 10 o'clock. We're gonna do 2 of them. DJ V Nasty just joined the apprentice level for $3. You can do it as well. Tonight we're gonna be spinning for the Funkin' Cody t-shirt. A member of the Skull and Crossroads is gonna win that. And we're going to be spinning for a copy of I'm Busy, signed by Lil Busy and YBL Sinatra, coming directly from our friends at Beatbox LLC. 2 people are going to fucking win tonight. All you got to do is be a member of the Skull and Crossroads Society. It's easy to do. You can click join on your screen. You're going to see a bunch of options. I encourage you not to take any of them but apprentice. We're going to be switching everything back over to our Patreon. But you got a couple more minutes to join in on the motherfucking fun. Become an apprentice of the Skull and Crossroads Society. We're going to enter you in to win a few of these things. So we got other shit that's coming. I think Jordan Corey's got a signed Kane. I don't know if it's signed. I thought it was signed, but he's got a Kane CD we're going to spin for at some point. Cody Hillier's got a signed Hypnotic Rhythms we're going to spin for at some point. We got a bunch of shit, man. So shout out to V Nasty also dropping a $5 super chat. Showing love.
We're 19 away from 40,000.
Damn.
19 subs from 40,000.
19 more subs. We'll be at 40 G's. It's crazy to think, man, how much it's changed in this season. John and Jordan Corey really putting in a lot of work to up those subs. It's really been the complete package before season 5 and now in the off season before we hit season 6.
Yeah, the shorts are awesome.
A couple questions. Therese, are you a member of the Discord?
Yeah, I am.
You are. Okay, good. And Cold Blooded, have you ever considered doing interviews?
Man, I feel like a better listener than like a interviewer, to be honest, because I just feel like I'd probably get too stuck on certain cues. Yeah, I know what you're looking for,
what you
but
mean?
man,
I just want you interviewed Terez. You had this great question, and I was like, fucking
Yeah, bro,
cold
and
blooded.
Cole, bro, in our little Discord, bro, it's great listening to you, man. Like you're fit for this, man. Like
Here's
if I
the
had
thing,
to
right?
nominate,
I'm not gonna throw like Busy Bone at you or some shit, you know.
oh yeah,
you know. We should talk. We should talk off this. We should
You got
talk.
my
yeah. We get
nomination,
to.
bro.
I have many lives though. It's just time is also kind of crazy too.
Hey,
So I would have been all for it.
I hear that. I hear that.
Indeedy. So, are we? Is the Chasing the Devil coming out in 2 weeks? What was the date? And I'm saying that
It's
because
like it's like the fucking day after. It's like the day after the Mr. Bill Collector shit comes out.
wow.
Yeah, we get to have a decent week. It's gonna be
Let me ask you guys this: when El Burner came out and the gift came out the same day, did you buy both?
Yeah.
I think I did. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I went to get
hands
I forgot
down.
what- Yeah, I went to get one, and I was like, "Yo, whoa, hold up!"
But
both the
it
same
was
day?
hard to listen to El Burner based on that first single, like just and it's like you already had heard like
But was that because of the way it heard, or was it because of the atrocious video? Because I like Make My Day, like I actually enjoy that song, but when you got that
back
video,
then, now I appreciate it, but back then I hated anybody that wasn't officially Mo Thugs or whoever. And if you're on the song, you don't belong in this fucking song.
well, you're talking
like,
about S Baby.
Baby, yes, I know Ruthless like was pushing a new artist, but it's just like
yeah.
I don't know who this is. He's not a Mo Thug. That's not what I came here to hear. This is the first Lazy Bone solo. I expected a lot of bells and whistles compared to Busy's first solo, Crazy's first solo. I thought Lazy, like, you know, um, and I like it. I love it. I even love the bonus tracks. I mean, hell, me and my best friend Marco, we had to go. What it was like Best Buy and Warehouse. You had to like buy one at each fucking store to get the other two songs, like, because we found out that there was bonus discs.
Yeah.
Whoa, hold on. There was. Wait, I missed
Oh.
all these years. I missed.
Yeah.
Don't
that
you
was-
know? Don't you know
Oh.
Capone, John? That's how Capone's on the El Burner album.
Okay. Yep. All right. I must have had it.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I mean it was one of. I mean, Bone didn't do that a lot. That was always I've seen a lot of other artists do that, but that was like at the time Lazy. They were like, yeah, if you pre-order it at like Best Buy, I think you got Money on the Wood,
Money on the Wood. Yeah, it was
and No Matter, and then
Murder on the Government. MOG.
Murder on the Government, and No Matter. That was produced by Demiza too. I remember that. That was pretty dope.
I do remember. I do remember I do remember just being disappointed at the time of the Lazy Bone El Burner. Like there were moments where like, okay, so the intro to the Lazy Bone album I think is one of the best non Ouija voice intros ever. Like the Ouija voice intros from the albums are the best intros, right? Eternal, Art of War, Creeping on a Come Up. But then in terms of like a solo record, I think the El Burner intro is the best solo intro that there fucking is. Like I loved that shit. So I was ready. And then from there, I don't know. Like I just remember it having its moments. Like
it has its ups and downs.
Yeah, people were excited that like fucking Dub C was on there. And I was just like, well, this song kind of sucks, so it doesn't matter that he's on here. At the end, I felt like it got better at the end. There's like 2 or 3 songs right at the end of El Burner that I'm like, okay, this is pretty fucking good. But yeah, I remember being disappointed. It's definitely, and at that time, and I would even say now, Lazy was like, my hands down favorite member. So, I remember waiting patiently for his record for it to just not be. And then in the same hand, you got The Gift.
The Gift, and that's the thing. As a Busy fan, I can't even.
Right, yeah,
like
The Gift
comparison wise, you got this. You could tell it just had a different sound to it, and there's always that like absence. Like we had Lazy with Mo Thugs, So it's like we still kind of had him around, busy like not being around, and then boom, he drops a new album the same day as Lazy.
It like came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it's really fucking
The
good. At the
gift,
same
yeah.
time, you're like, yeah, well
I-
produced.
Because I think that's
Do
what
you
happened. I
think
think
if
I went to the store to get Lazy Bone, and then I see this Busy Bone the gift right next to it, like on the aisle rack, and I'm like, "Yo, is this Busy Bone?" Because his picture wasn't on it, so I'm like, "Yo, is this actually Busy?" Because I had no idea it was coming, and I was like, "Oh, well, fuck it, I'll just maybe there's some other dude calling himself Busy Bone," and but I was happy I got it. Here's the thing that I wonder about it though, is like this Busy the Gift. Historically, all Bone fans say that this one is right neck and neck with Heaven's Movie. If not, some say it's better. But in the whole Johnny Weird stuff thing we were talking about earlier, I always felt like this gift was like a Johnny Weird thing, and everybody loves it, and I'm happy about that. But I'm like, this is like some Johnny Weird stuff going on this album.
I didn't think so. It felt like the continuation for me to Heaven's Movie.
Yeah.
Like everything about it. The cover felt like the continuation. There were certain songs that it felt like they were the part two. It just felt like a continuation to me.
Yeah, to me, it didn't sound anything like Heaven's Movie. To me, it feels like it's a self-contained album, minus Friday. Friday was the only track that felt out of place. Like that one felt like a little bit like Heaven's Movie. It didn't feel like the same Busy throughout the album. Obviously, Friday was like the big. It wasn't really a single, but it was.
But
from
even
the
then,
soundtrack.
between like Friday and Way Too Strong, and then the gift, like you got some
Yeah.
stuff like that. You just knew like Busy solo album, like yeah.
I think I was disappointed. I was like, yo, why is Friday on the album, but Way Too Strong isn't? Like, did that always kill you? I think that's my hang up. I was like, yo, why one of them makes it on, but not the other one? I don't know.
I always thought Way Too Strong was a cut from Heaven's Movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the same. I always thought Everyday Thing and Shoot 'Em Up should have been on Eternal or Creeping on a Come, or one of those, like those
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I was also disappointed that the Tupac song didn't get on the album. I'm like, yo, you got this cool Tupac track, Life Goes On, and it wasn't on the gift. I'm like, it just kind of like missed up. But I was happy with the album. Like I played that thing front. It's kind of like a just press play album. Like I don't think I've ever popped the disc in and thought like, I want to play Don't Doubt Me. You know, Don't Doubt Me just comes on because you just hit play at the beginning and let that bitch ride. But yeah, I'm just surprised at how popular it is because I always thought it was kind of like a Johnny Boy album.
So with Lazy's album, with Ruthless being behind that still, why do you think they chose the direction of doing like, okay, like the first one, maybe Lazy didn't have control of, but then like the second one, with the CGI robot and being attacked in the mental hospital, there's like a lot of great song. And we got this personal Lazy Bone song about the bone situation, and but and being attacked by CGI and getting cloned it just seemed a little out of place for like we don't get that hard Ruthless look still.
Yeah,
like
I think
like
I
two
think he thought
videos
he-
back to back.
I was surprised that it was Ruthless.
I think he thought he was being groundbreaking. Like that shit looks corny now, but I think at that time, like he felt like
There's
that.
some really good shots in that video, camera wise. Trust me. Like there's certain that where it goes from high quality to like the randomness, like you say, like what the fuck is going on here? But yeah.
The one when he was in the like the snowmobile or whatever it was, I thought I was like, all right, Lazy Bone's gonna make like songs for children now. Like I was looking forward to the kids version of Bone coming out, only because I knew it would be successful.
He said in a recent interview that he originally wanted to shoot that in Atlanta with a drum line. I think if that would have been the case,
that would have been dope.
Probably been way better aesthetically, even for say like a video that would have probably fell in. Do you guys remember like Drama? The left, right, left. It could have probably fell in line with that movement, the Trick Daddy stuff. Yeah.
Most. I also think for what even though he still gives Baby S props anytime that song comes up, I mean that was obviously a Ruthless thing. I don't think he was like, let's put fucking Baby S on here. Like I'm sure he either wanted it solo or, like you said, a Mo Thug. Mo Thugs were very relevant to him still at that time.
Yeah.
So, you know, but again, that all goes with he let Ruthless continue to have control at a time where, you know, he didn't need to, but he was trying to stay loyal to the soil. It's 10:09. Let's switch it over here. John, where are we at for subs? We're gonna do this either way.
39,986.
Okay,
let's do the damn
so we're
thing.
short of 40,000, but we're gonna spin here anyway. You can see it's the big wheel. Who do we got in here? Let's take John and me out of this. Make the odds a little better. Let's take RC Thugsta out of it. Do we take Justin Mayo out? He just won last week.
Yeah. He won a killer prize. I'm gonna let someone else.
Justin Mayo, you're coming out. Sorry, Gemini rule in full effect.
I don't think Justin's gonna be upset, man.
FT Guy is who won. If that motherfucker wins again, that's who won this Funkin' Cody shirt last time, and he didn't claim it. Somebody else won. I don't even think that they're a member anymore. Yeah, I don't see him in here anymore. Everybody else is in here, though. You can see DJ V Nasty joined during this. RB Santana joined during this. Nice. They're both in here. So let's shuffle them up. We're gonna draw first for a Funkin' Cody t-shirt from the Beyond the Harmony store.
The third time.
It's the third time. If you haven't seen it, I would put it on the screen, but my computer hates everything that I'm doing right now. But it's a shirt. Cody Hillier from Lazy Gear designed it. He uses a picture that we have of the same skull that they use from the fucking clean version and from Eternal. And we just found out it's the same skull from the fucking clean version, and the same skull that they use all the way through Eternal is the same skull with the nails in it. Under the tray of Art of War. Donald Cunningham confirmed that for me. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Man, you didn't tell me that. You know I love that stuff.
Yeah, that's a same skull.
That's some bone history. Like if there was a history book and we took a class, like we would follow that object through time.
Well, listen,
you know,
here's what's crazy about it, right? Is that I posted on the Discord and I post the picture that I have of like the actual real skull. I said, does anybody know what this is? And somebody said, oh, is it the skull from Art of War? And I was like, holy shit. I was like, I don't know that answer. I said, I know it's from fucking Clean and Eternal. I was like, but Jesus, now that you say it, it does. You know, I never even thought about it because it's got all those nails in it, you know? So same
never
skull.
In a million years.
They digitally imposed it, and it's the same exact skull.
Man, that is cool.
So we're going to draw for that. The Funkin' Cody t-shirt is coming to y'all first. Shuffling them up a bunch. We got 22 entries, so we're down a bunch of entries from when we were in season, which is fine. That's what I expected.
Okay. Yep.
What?
I was gonna say, is there any? Did I don't know if we started the Patreon thing yet. Like, how are we gonna combine them?
I just gotta look. Hold on, I can see who's on the Patreon. One person joined Patreon early, so I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
See who it is.
Oh, I see. That's right. Yeah, we had somebody. We hadn't even launched it.
It didn't launch it. Lil B found it. I don't see Lil B in here. Let's add Lil B.
Lil B. Ah, yes, Cuban B.
Is it ready to the point where we can put it in the YouTube chat at this time?
Yeah, I mean it's ready. It's technically launched, so I mean it's on there. It's technically launched. If you go to beyondtheharmony.com and you go to the Skull and Crossroads section, you will see Skull and Crossroads apprentice level. which is our YouTube membership, and then you will see Skull and Crossroads levels 1, 7, and 99, and that's our Patreon. I encourage you to join both. We altered the prices so that you could afford to be both, because being an apprentice has its benefits, and then being a member of the Patreon has its benefits. So I encourage you to do both. Either way, Lil B's in there. We've shuffled it up. Let's spin this motherfucker. This is for the Funkin' Cody shirt. Let's go.
Do it. Do it. Come on now, do it. Come on now, do it. I wanna do the damn thing. Oh, we need some sound effects, man. By the way, Google's on. All right, I'll wait. Oh, Jay Smooth.
I don't know who Jay Smooth is, but he just won the Funkin' Cody t-shirt. Hopefully he claims it, and it's not the fucking fourth time we got to spin this motherfucker. Jay Smooth.
Starting to hurt my feelings, man. I love this.
Matt, write that name down so we don't do what we did last time.
I did.
Okay,
I
cool.
did.
Jay Smooth, you just won. If you're watching, we're gonna tag in the community as well. But Jay Smooth, you just won the Cody Hillier designed Funkin' Cody shirt. Let's take.
I hope you're in the chat, Jay Smooth, because I want you to wear this shirt.
I want you to wear it too.
How funny would an ongoing gag be as if we keep trying to give this Cody Hillier as somebody keeps winning every single week?
Eventually, I'll just buy it for Cody and send it to him. You know. All right, let's shuffle it up again. The next one is for a copy of I'm Busy from Beatbox LLC, signed by Lil Busy, YBL Sinatra. It's crazy because they do their own drawing, and Lippy won their drawing. Lippy kept the shirt and then said, we're going to give the CD away. So more gifts from Beatbox LLC, the gift that keeps giving. They're in our they're in our Discord as well. And they gave us the first dibs on a bunch of CDs that they have for sale, a bunch of Bone stuff. So being a member of our Discord has its benefits. You can find that at beyondtheharmony.com as well. Let's give it one more shuffle. This is for I'm Busy. Let's go.
I could also add that a cool thing is as far as Little Busy and YBL Sinatra, I know that's the next big thing Busy's about to drop is the Bloodline Harmony single. And I'm looking forward to that because that snippet looks really dope.
Is that an official spin right there?
That's a spin. I don't know who the fuck.
Ride it, go.
Oh, you have to give CDs to the whole city of LA.
Who the fuck is that?
LA.
Who the
LA.
Everyone in LA just won.
Who the fuck is that?
Maybe it's La. Like just the.
I like your thought process, John.
Yeah.
I guess write that down.
La la la
La.
Oh, I wrote it down. I wrote it down with quotations around it. So, but I don't think we're gonna forget this conversation. So, La, I hope you're here, and I hope you're having fun. And whichever one I say it is, I know it's gonna be the other one.
You just won.
I sit 90 degrees underneath palm trees, smoking BDs as I burn my calories.
I'm gonna go look at the list and just make sure that their name didn't get copied weird or some fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
But some of us have alter egos on the internet where we
shit.
don't use our real name. Yeah. Have you guys ever seen anyone do that before?
Yeah.
It's probably Terez's fifth name or something.
Yeah. It's his name for next week.
Skeletal Melodies, we're talking about you. I don't know if you remember, your name used to be Terez for 5 seasons.
I don't know who that is.
He had a different YouTube account every time he called in.
He said, I don't know who that is. Yeah, that's what they're listed as on the official list, is just LA. And they upgraded too. They upgraded not long ago.
Nice. Wow. Well, congrats. We don't see any signs of life, any proof of life in the chat there for either of these winners?
Nah, but I'll post it in the YouTube community, and I'll post it in the Discord as well.
Dude, we're gonna have a season called the Cody Hillier shirt season.
I mean, it's hey.
I think that's what the off season has become for sure. It's also my favorite ongoing Beyond the Harmony joke right now. I think one thing for the listeners, make sure you have notifications turned on for Beyond the Harmony, because I know that based on who I'm subscribed to on YouTube, unless I have subscriptions on, the community stuff only pops up. It's super curated on what YouTube wants you to see.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's
it's
weird. Like
Cecil's,
I'm subscribed and I didn't even know
yeah.
that y'all I didn't get a notification. I just so happened to come on YouTube and see that y'all was live. I'm like, I ain't know nothing about a live or anything.
Yeah, you gotta really like they've made it so like even if you're subscribed, you gotta like go to your notifications and turn the bell on and do all that shit if you want to if you want all the push alerts. So if you love Beyond the Harmony, make sure you go to the page and click the bell and all that shit.
By the way, on Google, the built-in search result for Chasing the Devil 2 release date, it has the Google, Gemini. Actually, it's called Google Gemini, by the way, the AI. But it says the album release party for Krayzie Bone Chasing the Devil Chapter 2 is scheduled for Monday, April 8, 2024 at 8 p.m. So we usually go down on a Thursday. It would be 2 Thursdays from now, would be April 11th. I mean, I'm not trying to say y'all don't chill with Krayzie Bone on Monday, but if you want to hear it again, and I don't know if C-Dub and Matt and the cast could do a listening party that 2 Thursdays from now on April 11. I doubt any of us will be able to do Monday. And besides, we don't want to compete with Krayzie Bone. So I'm just throwing
Is
it out
anyone
there.
actually going to the live in-person one?
Are you, Matt, you might be. Are you?
No, no. Even if I was in LA, I'm there a lot, but I don't think I would go because like, hey guy, I
Oh,
like your music. Like, what am I gonna say? I've met him before. It's like he doesn't have anything to say, you know?
bro, as Perez just pointed out, man, I forgot. I already forgot. April 8 is the eclipse date. So the world's going to change.
Oh, okay, that was my next question, John. What significance is the 8th? Why is he doing it on Monday?
Yeah, no, usually it's either a Tuesday or a Friday. So maybe he's trying to hit that eclipse April 8, 8 p.m. I'm not sure what time the eclipse is occurring over. I guess it's middle America over all those religious named cities. And I'm pretty sure Krayzie Bone's fully aware of all that going on. So yeah, I guess he's dropping
Was
it on eclipse date. Why not
was the
make it
first
real cool?
album released on a significant date that you know of or remember or recall? Like at that point, it had been pushed out so many times, I think, because back then stuff also got pushed out because of hard copies, whereas now, especially when they own it completely, dates like I know we were joking earlier about it getting pushed out or postponed. That's not going to happen because it's just it's just digital. I didn't even see anything for you where you could buy a physical copy. Maybe you can, but
Well,
like release dates are not the same as they used to be. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's showing April 6th, 1999. So maybe April is Krayzie Bone's release date month, and we never even realized it. Like, because
Well,
September is
yeah,
busy.
Leaves of Legends
Yeah.
came out 420, and then when did Melodies come out?
Well, busy always drops in September. So maybe
September, yeah.
Crazy's been dropping in April all these years, and none of us even realized it.
Who the fuck's name is L.A., man?
So Crazy Melodies dropped April 22nd.
Wow.
2022. Yeah. 4/22/22.
Well, Thug on the Line was August, but maybe that one doesn't count. Gemini. Good
Well, like Matt said, back then release dates were always on a specific Tuesday to make market. They had to
Well, now they're generally on a
undo
Friday.
the stock.
Like now,
Yeah.
release day is generally a Friday unless you're trying to do some weird shit. Like it's Fridays. So I don't know what the strategy here is.
I think that's a social media thing to catch everyone when they're on their phone or some shit.
Well, my theory has always been that the Bone Enterprise drops one album per quarter. It's not really true, but there's 4 active guys dropping solos, minus Wish. So Crazy, Flesh, Busy, and Lazy. And there's 4 quarters per the year. There's business quarters, fiscal quarters, whatever you want to call them. So if Crazy drops, in quarter 1, Lazy quarter 2, Busy quarter 3, and Flesh quarter 4, they could be killing it annually if they do it that way. So they should choose, which quarter you got, buddy, so we don't do a gift L burner screw up again. And they could, I mean, that's a great business model. Bone fans, I mean, when Bone fans keep talking about like, yo, when they're gonna drop their next thing, I'm like, yo, on average, they drop an album per quarter. Y'all just don't even realize it.
They've actually been more consistent now than the in between times before they were doing all those different deals that they had to keep working out. It seems like they actually have a steady schedule for releases now.
Yeah, it seems since Carbon Monoxide, it's been, all four of them seem to have kind of like lined it up. And I think Busy was even saying, why don't we Bone could be in 5 cities or 5 cities at 5 times the money, and service 5 locations simultaneous. I know everybody wants like, yo, I don't want to go to a Wishbone solo show. Although I think Matt went to one, right? Matt, did you go to a Wishbone solo concert?
I went to a Krayzie Bone featuring Wishbone solo concert.
Okay.
Man, it was one of my top Bone moments for sure.
Wow.
And the opener was I feel bad. I should know the name off the top, but it was some West Coast OG that it's escaped me right now. But I feel bad. I should know it. But Spice One, my bad.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was insane. It was in this tiny little venue in Tacoma that like does weddings and like you could rent it for whatever. And that was the most talkative I've seen Krayzie Bone ever. But like there were 6 of us in the front row. So and no barrier. Anyway, so yeah, that was the most Wishbone I've ever had in my long, illustrious front row Bone career. And Wishbone was so happy to be there.
There's footage of an actual Wishbone solo show from years ago. The only one I know about. Yeah, that's the only one I know about. But there's footage of somebody paid Wish. He probably even did that "Somebody's Gonna Die Tonight" track.
Has Flesh ever done a solo concert all by himself?
Oh yeah, he's done a bunch.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I think
he's done like dispensary pop-ups and stuff too, just like Krayzie Bone.
I think on one of Matt's BNNs in 2021, I think Flesh had a solo concert.
And I think it was just like local, like for him in Florida or something. I don't think it was a tour or anything.
Hey, all I want to say is to the Bone fans out there saying, when's the next stuff coming? They come every quarter. Every quarter you get a whole friggin' album. In fact, season 5 began it didn't begin, but it had the preseason. The season 5 began with us reviewing the Lazy Bone Hypnotic Rhythms. So right there, now we got a Krayzie Bone coming up in the off season.
And that was a great episode, by the way, guys. Like having the listening party, hearing a new Bone project with fans, new and old, I think was great. That was some classic shit. I had not done that in a long time.
Well, I'm putting the offer out there to the gang. I'm down to do a. Oh wait, am I out that Thursday? I got to look at the calendar. I know I'm out one of these Thursdays.
I was gonna say my life's about to get crazy too. I have no idea when I'll actually be available for shit for a little bit.
Yeah,
my life's.
But next time we do something, that would be the appropriate thing to do. Is I don't care if everyone already heard it. It's the community of listening to it together.
Ugh. Crazy.
Have any of you heard Road Warriors by Busy Bone from the War Roses album?
No.
Which
yes,
album?
Sir.
Oh, the War Roses.
Warriors,
I heard it. I did hear the War Roses album. I did hear that one.
Did you hear the song Road Warriors?
Yeah.
So it's something interesting. I was watching one of Krayzie Bone lives, and he like always playing these, like playing the random songs or unfinished songs. And he was just playing the instrumental to that song, like it was a song that he was working on, and I'm like, I've heard this beat before, and it hit me. I'm like, oh, that's the Road Warrior song from Busy album. So I find that kind of interesting that he's going to be coming out with a totally. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a whole different concept to the same beat, and I wonder if have that even ever happened before in Bone like history.
Yeah, no, I think it's happened, but in this case, props to you for knowing some obscure like album track and being able to check that on a crazy live stream. Damn. Yeah, it has happened at least once before. I'm trying to think of what it was. But yeah, on these solos. But that is pretty wild though. I wonder if like they both got the beat. Maybe it was in the collection for New Waves, maybe that they were supposed to write to. Like how did that instrumental wind up in both of their hands? They don't really. Crazy
So
says he
so
doesn't even
that
talk
is
about it.
very interesting because War of Roses was supposed to be like I'm producing my own album. Remember that was Dizzy's whole thing.
Right.
Like, yes. So if he had tracks laying around, that could very possibly be something. So, wow, good find, bro. That's awesome.
I don't believe that Busy Bone's a producer, just so everybody knows.
Well, see, I am inside of beginning and ending. He is also listed as producer of most of those tracks as well, though. That's the
I
thing that always got me like, huh?
I
And Krayzie Bone has similar production credits,
I think he's
and I don't.
standing behind somebody that produces, going, "You got to put a goddamn drum in here, right? You know, put the drum in.
Well,
Put the
isn't that
drum
what
in."
Dr. Dre does to an extent?
I mean, you know, I guess.
Like I was watching the Tretch. I'm not gonna derail this. Don't worry. But I
You
was
are.
watching Tretch on Drink Champs, and they asked him like, who do you want as your beat producer if you could get one? He said, I want Dre. And I was like, man, so Tretch believes the same stuff we believe, but not what Cold Blooded believes. Cold Blooded figured out the trick behind Dre, but the average people think Dr. Dre is the greatest producer of all time, and whatever. But like the layered narrative that people believe, actually Tretch believed it too, and I would think that Tretch would actually know the rappers that might have worked with Dre to know that hey, it's not what you think. So anyway, I was I felt cool that Church believed the same lie we
Yeah,
believe.
like I would love to know who produced more beginning and ending to know that like who did Busy stand behind to make that album that his name goes before most, whereas on all other albums he's crediting other people. Like,
Are you talking about the actual beginning and end CD album?
yes,
That one seemed like it sounded like it was like a bunch of different things all slapped together.
right. But on most tracks, I think it's like 7 of them. It's like it says produced by Busy Bone.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay. Here, I could explain it based on what Krayzie Bone said in an interview. Krayzie Bone said, anytime you see my name as the producer, it's because somebody sent me a beat and they never claimed it. Like I try to find them. People would send me like cassette tapes.
That too.
And I would just have them forever. And I'd like
Heated
ask,
Heavy
like,
is like the best example of that to this day. Could you imagine me, the guy that created Heated Heavy, and to this day, Krayzie Bone gets the credit, and he outright says it's not me. I just somebody had to go down as producer, and nobody's claiming it. That motherfucker's probably emailed him a bunch like, bro, it's me. And Crazy's like, I ain't never got that fucking email. I don't know.
So
maybe the person who made the beat don't even realize that they beat ended up with Krayzie Bone.
Right, he's not
or
even like a
something
Bone
that.
fan. He don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Therese, I got a question that's gonna make you think now. Do you think Krayzie Bone has listened to War of Roses?
Mm.
Ooh.
I wonder that type of stuff.
And listen, you could take it further and just be like, do you think that the other guys are checking each other's albums out? Like, did Busy Bone sit down and listen to Hypnotic Rhythms?
I always be wondering that. Do they check out each other's projects?
I wonder if they check out their own products. I mean, I guess Krayzie does when he plays them live on his stream, but I mean, it seems like they put out so much music. How could you, like, we can't even listen to their whole collection. But yeah,
I
they
mean,
listen
I
to
know
each
it
other.
could have probably been just laying around. I still want to know why is Busy on a hook on Hypnotic Rhythms. I mean, I think that's a big
Yeah.
mystery. Like,
I bet they all checked out Flesh's album. I bet you that's the one that they check out.
Yeah, because he beat the fucking shit out of you if you don't. Flesh just runs up on you. He's like, hey, yo, did you check that album out?
Man, but actually, even dating back, like, did they even like during the first ones, like, did Krayzie check out Heaven's Movie? Did Busy check out Thug Mentality?
I think
did
back
either of
then
them
they
check
were.
out
I think back then they were checking out, but I think now I question it now, but could be wrong. You know who I do think checks out everything? Lazy Bone.
yeah.
I bet Lazy Bone listens to every single fucking thing that anybody drops.
I mean, there's so many, because then there's all these side albums, the HC the Chemist albums and the Position albums.
I'm not taking it that far, but I'm just saying, I think that if a Bone member drops something, Lazy Bone listens to it all.
Okay, yeah, if I put it on him, it's so much, bro. There's just so much content. I think
Busy's like the least likely. You know what I mean? I don't think Busy listen to Hypnotic Rhythms. Christopher Sinkhorn, I was just getting ready to kick Cold Blooded and fucking Therese the fuck out of here so I could wrap up the show. But let's bring him into fuck it. It's a Bone Thug party.
What was that?
It's another.
Ain't no party like a Bone Thug party.
You know? Oh, it's crazy.
What's up?
Crazy in the building.
Hey.
I don't know you as Christopher. I would have let you in sooner.
It's all good, man.
Smoke and Burn, was it the weirdest track on Thug Mentality 99?
Oh, with the fuck were the name of those bitches?
With Smoke and
Up
Burn.
in Clouds.
Yeah. That was.
I don't know. It really depends because someone could say Night Riders is the weirdest.
I was just gonna say it's gotta be that. It's gotta be that or Night Riders. Like now,
the first time.
Now we just accept Night Riders as a thing, but at that time,
if you weren't like mentally ready for the intro to Armageddon, that could put you in a weird mood. I don't.
Getting, bro. I wish that group turned out to be the group.
Oh, your little Last of the Mohicans group.
Yeah, bro. Like I'm not even kidding. I wanted that to be the group. Like I was like, fine. I was like, if Bone ever makes another song, I'm cool as long as this group happens. And I just got one track.
Soulja Boy, Felicia, Thug Queen, Krayzie Bone, and Mo Hart.
You
gotta put Mo Hart.
I
think Sin was around at that time too, even though he wasn't on the Sin wasn't in that photo shoot, and he wasn't at that live performance that they all did together. But I think he was around at that time still.
Yeah, and I wanted like Mo Hart and Sin just to do like the narrations like they did on Armageddon. Like they could drop verses, but I needed the core to be the four, Krayzie, Soulja Boy, Thug Queen, and Felicia, and then sprinkle in Sin and Mo Hart to like add that feel to it that they create. That would have been a killer. That would have been mind blowing, bro. If that would have happened, it's too bad. I'm trying to find this guy that I told him to make us a sales pitch for this some Bone TV show that he wanted to make.
I saw that.
I don't see it here.
Giant long novel of I know everything about Bone fucking post.
So we got Krayzie in here. What's up, Krayzie?
What's up, man?
Would you miss that?
I mean, I'm just saying, like we started talking over the dude. He's here. What's up? What's crack-a-lacking?
Nah, just chilling, man. Just checking out the show, bro. You guys killing it as usual. It's good to have these off-season shows, though. So just wanted to tell you guys that. And, like, good to keep giving us with the shows every week. I love it. Love tuning in every Thursday. But, yeah, as far as that, the only thing I got to say is, Cecil, you didn't like Thug by Nature? Like, for real, bro?
The album?
Yeah. Like you said, it was kind of like, I thought they had many bangers on it, but I think they had to grow on you.
Nah, you got to think of like at the time that it came out. Like, I mean, I love it now, but at the time that it came out, there's a bunch of things at play at this time, right? So at this time, Heaven's Movie has come out, Thug Mentality's come out, 2 Mo Thug albums have come out. Lazy Bone has decided to call himself fucking El Burna. He's on a fucking snowmobile with a guy from Ruthless that nobody gives a fuck about. So there was just a bunch of things that I think hindered its performance. And you throw in the fact that The Gift, which is, arguably, some people would say it's his best album. I don't think so, but it's top 3 to 5 anyway. That coming out the same day. So, I just remember not being it not making me as happy as I thought it was going to. Because, again, Thug Mentality was like, oh, this is a fucking home run. Even though Heaven's movie was incomplete, I remember that coming out and being like, oh, this is a fucking home run. The Gift, the same day, it's like, oh, this is a home run. So it's like, if you compare the Alberna album to those other 3 albums, or even Flesh's album, it didn't feel like it did what those solo albums did. You know,
and let me throw this in. Cecil's favorite member of the group at the time was Lazy Bone.
Oh,
like, he was
by
a Lazy
far.
Bone first.
And that could have added to it as well. You know, is that I was like, all these
High
fucking
expectations.
all these motherfuckers, but the leader of the pack is about to fucking drop. And I just remember the Alberna thing killing me. Like, it's cool to call him Alberna now, you know, like we all cool with that now, but like I remember at that time being like, listen, motherfucker, you're either Lazy Bone or the #1 assassin. What the fuck is Alberna? What is this?
I agree because when that came out, I was like, why is he calling himself that?
Yeah.
Same thing, man. Like, I agree.
But, you know, I mean, I do love that album, and I think it started off good, and I think it ended good. I just, you know, in the middle, there's holes in it, you know. But now it's like all the Bone shit, right? It's like you have this super high expectation that it's going to be like a fucking 15 out of a 10, and when it's not, you're let down, and then a little bit of time and it grows on you, and you're like, oh, it's a classic. Like now I'm like, oh, I love that album.
Yeah, exactly. We're just happy to get it.
Jordan Corey says that Dub C track made me want more of that. See, I didn't love that song.
That was one of the standout tracks on the album to me.
You know what's so funny is the song that people don't like is that, what is it, Big Chan or whatever with the I'm Still the Greatest.
Big Chan.
I loved that song.
Dang, I love that song too, and so did everybody I used to hang out with. They actually
great.
Yeah, my one of my homeboys actually was the one that loved that because that's like Muhammad Ali. Like, I'm still the greatest. He's like, that's a dope ass song.
Yeah, I love that song.
I think I was just expecting Lazy's first album to be more like Art of War for some reason. I know there's like a couple year gap there, but I don't know. It just didn't feel like it.
Yeah,
I wanted a whole album of Mind of a Soldier.
Right.
And that song that he did with Unique.
I feel like Busy solo song from Art of War, we got that on Heaven's movie. I feel like all the little crazy snippets we got on Art of War, we got that with Thug Mentality. With Lazy, it felt like they went for more of like a radio friendly single, and then like we like the beef with Do or Die.
I thought it
the
ended
album might
nice, though.
have like Battlefield. No, you're right. There's some great tracks.
Like Smoke On, Listen, and As the Rain, like those 3 back to back to back. I was like, oh, like that felt. And I mean, those are all sing-songy fucking harmony songs.
Smoke On's a super underrated weed song. That's a top weed song.
Yeah, I thought he tied it in really strong with those 3 songs. I will say all 3 of them have the same vibe. So it's like, you know, you got like almost 15 minutes where it kind of feels like not the same song, but you get, once Smoke On starts, Listen and As the Rain, it's all kind of, but I mean, super strong finish to that.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, I'm looking at the liner notes. It looks like some of the beat makers from or some of the people that worked on Eternal did this album, and even Disco Rick is on here too. Did he kind of bum you guys out that there wasn't any Bone features on it? I think that might have been the
Flesh
biggest
and Bone
thing.
was on it.
What track was Flesh on?
He's on the Still the Greatest shit with Big Chan.
Oh, okay, so one feature.
And then on the bonus disc, the Money on the Wood.
Yeah, you get busy.
You got Busy Bone, yeah.
I think that's what kind of like did it. It kind of did me down.
But Busy Bone didn't have anybody on Heaven's movie.
I was kind of disappointed about that too. Like I felt.
Despite saying it in the interview, and I wonder about that too. Like, and those obviously aren't the Johnny J songs either. But in that one MTV interview where he's talking about the samples getting cut, being sued, and all of that stuff by the Beatles and all that whole deal, he mentioned having Bone. Yeah, Bone Thugs and Harmony gonna be on the album. Like,
do you guys ever wonder about Bone Thugs and Harmony's cameo in the Thugs Cry video. I always remember thinking that was like the coolest fucking thing, like, because at the time you felt like there was this significant distance, and before I was a psychopath and did the Thugs Cry decoding like a fucking psycho, like when I was a kid, that was just like cool. I was like, oh shit, all the Bones in this fucking video, except for Lazy. But I remember seeing them all in it, and it was kind of like, oh, we all still, everybody's still cool. Did anybody ever just question or think about those, or was that just normal shit? Like, yeah, of course they should be there.
Which album are you talking about?
Well, I'm saying the Thugs Cry video when you saw the cameos by Bone in the video.
I felt the same way about the Bone feature on Thug Mentality. It felt like there's like a distance, but we still have this hey, we're still fucking with each other. Don't worry.
See that felt totally natural to me. In fact, I wasn't even surprised that Busy Bone wasn't on Thug Always. Like I was like, yep, this completely makes sense. Like the writing has been on the wall since way back then. So I wasn't even surprised. John hates that song, that Thug Always shit. I've always really, really liked it. Really liked it. Like drove it down his face.
Didn't like Thug Always, bro. Thug Always made me feel like I was I don't know, hungry. Like when you're hungry, you just want to eat food, and that's what it made me feel like. But I loved The War Is On. I remember me and Sterling from Lyrical Fusion, when The War Is On, he called me up. He's like, yo, you heard Lazy Bone on Krayzie Bone Thug Mentality?
Listen, in Thug Mentality, the video, right? The Bone cameo there. Do you like that?
I think that Thug Mentality video is the corniest video.
No, but just the cameo.
It's more corny than friggin' If I Could Teach the World. I love Bone and Thugs Cry. Like Bone hanging in Thugs Cry was dope. I don't even know if I haven't watched the Thug Mentality 99 video since it came out. Like I watched it a bunch when it came out. Jordan Corey queued up a short for it. I can't even look at it, man. I'm a crazy Bone fanatic. Bro.
You know what's so wild is when I hear Thug Always, right? I just picture all of them from Thug Mentality. I'm like, oh, this is exactly what they looked like when they recorded this song.
Do you Thug Always and Get You Twisted remix? To me, it's the same. It's like I feel like they were recorded the same day.
No, the Get You Twisted remix is a force. See, Thug Always didn't feel like a force to me. Like that felt natural to me, but the Get You Twisted remix feels like a force of nature, and it's one of the only times that I remember feeling like. This song didn't need the other guys on there, like this was fine with just Krayzie Bone.
I think capitalizing on Little John's popularity at the time was probably a good marketing move with a different song, but not a song that Krayzie had already.
Did you feel like they dropped the ball by? I remember knowing. Before it came out, I remember telling John, like, oh, shit, he's got a Lil Jon feature. Like, it's on. It's going to be big.
Right.
And then I remember him just being the producer and there not being even Lil Jon talking on it. And I was like, oh, they fucked up. Like, you needed Lil Jon to do the chorus or do some ad-libs or do something. Like, him just being the producer wasn't enough here.
Right.
Yeah. I thought that was going to be, like, a huge moment for him. And then... there was just, if you didn't know that Lil Jon was involved, you had no idea.
Okay, that's the thing I don't think we ever talked about. I was flabbergasted that Get You Twisted, the official released version, wasn't bigger than it was, especially leading off of the success of Lil Jon, I Don't Give a Fuck, Lil Jon, everything else that he did. And I feel like that was Lil Jon's least successful single.
Well, he wasn't on it. That's the thing. Like Cecil said, like he wasn't saying
that's what it
he wasn't in the video. I mean, hell, more people know I Don't Give a Fuck as the Bone and Lil Jon song than the actual Bone and Lil Jon song.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one, the Cut song, which is also weird. It felt like that was recorded in the same day, considering the fact Krayzie Bone recycles the hook, the Tear the Club Up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I always wonder if that is somehow connected to a remix of some sort, like another, because for him to recycle that verse
Wait, you talking about Shoot the Club Up or
No, Tear the Club Up. It's another Little John and Krayzie Bone song. Well,
like,
Krayzie
tear this bitch up, shut the club down.
Yeah, shut the club down. There you go.
Shut the club down. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, they're talking about on Thug Mentality 99? Am I confusing?
No. It's
Unreleased.
Shoot the Club Up. All right, so there's a Shoot the Club Up and
I
Shut the
think
Club.
it was supposed to be on Little John's album, and it's unfortunate because he had like Sugar Free and Snoop on there, but the song Krayzie Bone got cut. Like, but it's the same hook. He does the whole Bone still doing it too, no matter who in the room or who in the building. He does the same thing as Get You Twisted on that beat.
And I think Pitbull on that song too.
Something like that, yeah.
Did Sugar Free ever do a track with any Bone member? If I had to guess, it would be Lazy Bone, but
Lazy or Krayzie or both. I think it actually wasn't that long ago. It might be somebody featuring Sugar Free and Lazy or something. Or it might actually be Busy Bone.
Can we speak on that? The whole the official, not official collabs that we be getting, but it be from other people paying for verses from different people and calling it like Bone and Do or Die collab, like it was them in a studio together. It's like, no, y'all just paid for two different. I don't count those as collaborations.
Well, the UB Murder whole channel has like 50 fake Bone albums by now, right?
Hold on. I gotta ask a clarifying question. You're saying like an artist has like Krayzie Bone and like Twista on a song like together, but because Krayzie and Twista didn't record it together, like you don't count that as like them featuring with each other?
Yeah, I don't count it as a collab because it's not a song that they created together. It was a song that was already made and somebody just paid them to put a verse on it.
I mean,
even famous artists are doing that.
Yeah,
now.
that's a pretty.
I bet you even some of the Bone tracks.
That's a pretty standard thing at this point. Like the days of motherfuckers being forced to record together, kind of ended when the real to real recording went away. Once people could be digital, they were like, I don't need to be in this fucking room with this guy. We could do this wherever.
Yeah, it's literally like it's literally like anymore. Even with it, like your closest homeboys, like email me the track, I'll do my part at my spot, and then I'll send you back and mix and master that. And
well, I'm not talking about from that standpoint. I'm talking about more so from the standpoint of they even if they like wasn't in the same room together and they just emailed back, it was something that they created, came up with a concept of a song and picking a beat and stuff like that, and they just emailed each other.
I think I know what Therese is saying. There's like a song out there that's a really good song because it features Tech Nine and Busy Bone, but it's not the Tech Nine and Busy Bone song that we would want if they had just made that song on their own.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And not being featured on somebody's
right.
Yeah.
You're saying Tech probably didn't even know Busy was going to be on it, and vice versa. Yeah,
right.
So they didn't. But there's so much of that. For that to be a thing, it's like, Busy Bone or Tech have to be sitting down going, I want this guy on this fucking song, and going out of their way.
I think that is the difference of when they do actually meet up on tour or get in the same studio. That's when those collabs actually happen more naturally now.
I mean,
instead of just sending verses to each other all day. That's why a lot of songs get kind of put on the back burner because emails pile up, like.
That is how the best music gets made. Like I even will say, like, when my group just went back to recording, we were initially doing a bunch of demos and recording all separately, and then like I pumped the brakes and said we are not going to do this anymore. We got to all be in the same fucking room to do this, and because and people argue this with me. Oh no, Bone is never fucking recorded separately. I'm like, dude, they may not have, but the Art of War is hands down proof that Krayzie Bone walked into the room and said, here's a bunch of songs, the choruses are already done, the beats are already picked, y'all just got to do verses. So even if they sat there and did them together, that foundation was already laid, and that's why you get such a huge difference between the Art of War and Eternal. Because
was it? Wasn't that what the resurrection was kind of like? Because Krayzie Bone was on tour with the Thug Mentality, so he wasn't there with the guy to do it, and he came in after and
100%.
added. Yeah, so
100%.
I don't know. I get it. Like it's better like if they are together and can feed off each other, but sometimes they're just left to like, oh, just like when nobody's like me, myself, anyone else ask Krayzie or anyone else to be on the track. It's just like, okay, well, this is what you presented to me. You know, if you're actually in the room with Krayzie Bone, he'd probably be like, oh no, we should do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's tough too, because if an artist pays, we'll just keep using Tech Nine and Busy, right? It's just like, if Busy's on this guy's song and he's being paid to be there, even if he knows Tech Nine's gonna be there, they may not give it 1,000,000% for the exact reason that Therese is saying. He's like, well, this isn't a fucking song for Tech Nine. This is a song for this guy. So I'm not going to give it my Tech Nine level try, versus if Tech was like, I'm putting this on my album, like Busy's going to sit down there and try to be ferocious. So, you know, I can see it. I'm still counting it as a feature because I'm like, hey, it got made. You know, as long as they're legit verses and not
right.
But
as long as it's an original verse and not something recycled and paid for 1,000 times.
Right. But definitely, like, it's different when it's like Tech Nine and Krayzie Bone doing, you know, Midwest Chopper together, knowing that they're gonna do that together for sure.
And it makes me wonder, like, if you don't have the guys that pay them to get on a song, a lot of them collabs, they wouldn't even happen. Like, it makes you wonder, like, would Busy actually think to have Tech Nine on his song or Krayzie Bone on his song or something like that, you know, Twister. Yeah.
That's where I think that comes in, though. I think it's a lot of new up and coming artists are trying to give people like them what they themselves like. They're like, oh damn, I always wanted to hear a track with Krayzie Bone, Twisted, Tech Nine. So that's why they try to do that, and they put that in there. And maybe for what the beat they picked may have been good for Busy, but it's not what if they would have just done the song with Tech Nine, you know, if they would have picked a different beat, if that makes sense.
Like, I possess a song, and I've talked about it on the show, and I still just don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'll probably die having it, and none of you will hear it. But it started with a Busy Bone verse. It actually started with a Busy Bone verse on a completely different beat. We made a new beat. Busy Bone didn't know anybody was going to be on it. The next thing we got was a Jamie Madrox verse from Twisted. He knew that Busy was going to be on the song. So Jamie kind of wrote it knowing that Busy was going to be on it. The next thing I got was Chris Calico doing the chorus. Chris Calico knew that Busy and Jamie were on the song. And then the last thing I got was the Dirtball, who used to be in the Cottonmouth Kings. And he knew they were all going to be on it. So it kind of like built, you know, in a little at a time. By the time it got to Dirtball, you know, he knew, oh, Chris Calico, Busy Bone, Jamie Madrox are all on the song. But I got this song called Still Shine, and it's just the four of them. I didn't put any of the homies on it. I wanted to build something that was, you know, Strange Music, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Twisted, Cottonmouth Kings. So it's like, it's tough to say, right? Because it's like, well, Busy definitely didn't know any of these other guys were going to be on it. But Dirtball knew they were all going to be on it. So it's like, did the four of them get together and write this fucking thing? Like no, but it doesn't take away from how dope the fucking thing is at all.
Tupac didn't know the rest of Bone was going to be on Thug Love.
Hey, shout out Cecil for being a DJ Khaled on that one, though. That's a very
I think he did know that.
Hey, Cecil, maybe you released that as like a Beyond the Harmony fundraiser. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Krayzie's shirt there. Krayzie, put that up, bro. He's got like his album cover on a shirt. That's pretty dope.
Oh yeah, with Raid and Rush, the single. Yep, the No Game single. I didn't put that on for the show either. I've been wearing it all day, but yeah, my wife actually made me this shirt customized, so I got to give a shout out to her. So
that's funny because it's funny that we just got done talking about that. You actually got a shirt with.
See, that's the difference is I could break it down. I got the reason that song came about with the Twisted Krayzie Bone thing is, yeah, that was that lease features or whatever. I already had done tracks with Lazy, Busy, Crazy before. I thought it would be fun. That's why I extended my hand out to Raid and Rush, and he's like, let's make this shit sicker. You know what I mean? Like those beats are whack. Let's put this on. I took Raiden's advice on that, and he made that song a hit. It's like one of my number one streaming songs to this date, like over everything, even the OG original songs I have. Johnny P, Lazy Bone. I was going to get into that. That kind of was how it was, as I was HC the chemist that talked to me about Gray Skies. How that came was he wanted to know if I wanted to work with Johnny P, and I was like, you for real? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And he's like, and he laid his verse down. And then, of course, I had to go through Rob and management of Lazy Bone to get Lazy on there. But the thing is, that kind of tied it in. That HC was the one that mixed and mastered the Gray Sky song. So he was in the studio with Lazy Bone, and he was like, yo, this is what me and Johnny P. So it kind of was like not just sending the track off and having Lazy rap over it. HC got to put some insight and, you know, make that track well-rounded like I think it was. That's one of my favorite tracks that I put out. So. But as far as this song, much love to Raid and Rush, man. He made that shit a hit because, like, when I got that, I did like 4 different versions with different groups. I did different verses, hooks, and then when Raiden like came back with what he is, I was like, yep, that's the one we released. You know what I mean?
Well, so the track with Lazy and Johnny P, Lazy knew about Johnny P on it already, huh?
Yep, because HC actually was like, when he went in to record, HC's like, yeah, that's my boy Chris, Krayzie from Colorado. He's like, yeah, oh yeah, that's who I'm talking to. He's like, yeah, well, this is our song. Johnny P laid his stuff, I laid mine. So he was able to actually, it wasn't just like, hey, let's just knock this out, Lazy, get it done. They actually put some time and energy into it, and Lazy wanted to make sure it was special. And still to this day, when I run into him at shows, after parties, whatever, he remembers that song. It's like, you know, we got a hit. You know, we got a hit. Like, I was like, yeah, let's do something with it. It's just sitting there right now. I put it on my last album. That was one of the first tracks I did record for the It's a Crazy Life album, but this really never went anywhere. So I don't know.
Well, hey, Crazy No Games is on Beyond the Harmony. So anybody out there that want to check out the track on Crazy shirt there, Crazy No Games featuring Krayzie Bone, Twister, and Gold Rush. Hashtag It's a Crazy Life.
Yes, sir.
By the way, to anybody, I mean, I don't know why they got all of us not wanting to self-promote, but I'm going to show you guys how it's done. Yo, I'm always self-promoting, man. Here's the Simulation Theory, the book by John Lippy. Yeah, man, and it's completely shameless. I have no shame in the game, man. Always be closing, always be promoting. I love that Krayzie's got the shirt on with his album cover on the front, man. Always be closed, always be selling. Hell yeah, man. Props to you, man.
Yes, sir. I actually just threw this on to go to Walmart with my daughter earlier, and then I was like, oh, damn, you know, that was the way I was trying to promote it. But you know what I mean? It's like, I know the Bone community's hard, like, to break into, because, you know, as soon as someone fucking releases that song with those verses, it's done for. They don't care how you remix it, remaster. So I was like, how do you make it better? You know, the only thing I could have done was get Tech 9 to get on it or something, you know, like that's the only way. But still, they're like, yeah, Krayzie's verse is recycled, Twist is recycled. I don't care to hear it. Like, you know how the Bone community is.
Yeah.
So have you accepted the fact that? Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to ask.
Go ahead.
So would you also being part of the Bone community? Do you accept the fact that when you put Bone on your song, they're gonna cut you out of your own song?
Yeah, I've said that before, especially with those like how they will quickly take like the snippets, like you make a song, put it together, and then it's just like busy snippet on like, you know, like what do they call them? Like they do that like on YouTube all the time. It's like I could find my other songs that it's like cut down. It's just like Lazy part, Busy's part, you know, Krayzie's song or Krayzie's part from Level Up. You know, that's why I love Beyond the Harmony. They put it up on the platform and they leave it as solid as it is, you know, and they got more subscribers, more followers, and everything that gives me more light. So all I could do is show respect. And thank you guys.
Indeed. Well, you know, on your next one you do with them, like what Therese is saying, like that guy, Aaron, whatever his name was, that did Scraping the Sky with Krayzie Bone. He did, you know, he did that third verse where it's him and Krayzie back and forth. So you can't really, it would sound silly if you cut him out of that back
See,
and forth.
right now I'm in the talks of working with some of them, but right now the craziest thing is that they're so busy is what it is. And that, oh, it's the 30th year anniversary. So the prices have gone way up.
Yeah.
So it's like what you could have got the group for back 5-10 years ago, like a whole group, is what they want for one person to do one verse.
I was saying that. I was saying to everybody, I was like, yo, get your Bone features in now, because come 2024, forget about it. It's like the Bitcoin halving. You ain't gonna be able to get it for cheap.
Yeah, and then that's what's happening, and I'm still working. That's why, like, me and Young Gage are doing this EP. Positions, like, we've been in talks with him, and he's like, as long as he's not busy, you know, and we already settled on a price for it. He's gonna host it. It's a 5-track EP. It's pretty much all done. Just waiting on one more track from Gage to do his verse and hook on it, and then it goes to mix and master and sent over to him. And then, you know, the rest of it. So if we get on here and talk about it, I know Gage loves you guys, and, you know, he don't BS, man. Like, Gage is like, what do you have to offer me? Like, you're going to pay me too, you know, that's how it should be. But it's like, I offered him to be on this, and I'm doing the mix and mastering or taking care of all that, the graphic, everything, position. So, you know what I mean? And I did that because Gage has such a fan base that I can't even touch. You know what I mean? He's already developed his, so it'll kind of broaden me out to a bigger group of people. So,
indeed. By the way, Therese, props on your interviewing skills there. You had a good question there for Krayzie, and props to Krayzie for handling it. You know, nice. You know, it was kind of a touchy thing, but both of you guys did good on that. And since we're plugging stuff, Cold Blooded, bro, you wanna plug anything, man? I'm giving you the floor, bro. You've been on it so many times, and you don't even put it down. Like, let everybody know what you're doing.
No, I mean, shit, you can always look me up, man. I'm around, but I ain't got nothing going on right now.
It's surfing flow, the flip can't be.
Bro, I've been subscribed to his channel. The push notifications pop up. I'll get a push notification from Copa. I'm like, yo, how the hell is this happening? These things just drop. So yeah, Coppola to be doing it. Therese, you were working on some beats and stuff. Did you get any further down the line, or that new job kind of tie you up?
Yeah, like I said, yeah, I ain't been doing nothing with that type of stuff for a minute. Once I get done, like I said, I'm in school right now, and once I can just get financially stable, then I get back to, like, you know, my hobbies as far as music production, and also, you know, working out and being in the gym and stuff like that. It's hard for me to, like, try to do those things when, you know, financial stability ain't there. So I always get distracted with that.
All right. Well, you know, whenever you finally get something together, you know where to go, you know who to call. And I don't need Cold Blooded doesn't need it because he's got his own enterprise going. But we love having Cold Blooded here with us.
Much love to y'all, man. I just like being just kind of like chiming in, hearing everybody's different opinions on things. I mean, you know, the 30-year anniversary to me, it's not just about Bone, it's about us too. Like, you know what I mean? We're still here in all our own ways, and we've been brought together for a lot of those same reasons. So I'm just kind of in that mode right now. I'm actually about to go see Bone on April 5th for the 30th anniversary show. So yeah, I haven't been too much on my own music right now. I'm kind of waiting until I get all that out of my system. That tends to motivate me to see them live still doing it after all this time. You know what I mean? So,
well, yeah. I'll plug on the Beyond the Harmony channel. There's a Cold Blooded featuring Lazy Bone track out there somewhere.
We did, yeah. You guys put that back out for me. Thank you, because that was the right audience. I'm more known on SoundCloud, so a lot of younger cats they don't know how important it was that Lazy didn't do a Wind Blew In verse. They don't like they don't understand. They don't understand how like when I got that verse from Lazy, how happy I was that it was just like everything I ever wanted. Like,
I actually pissed off Lazy Bone when we did Gray Skies because that's the one thing I said. Going to the management, I was like, hey, I don't want to look what the wind blew in. I'm finna get started. And they're like, they got mad at me on that. I was like, no, I'm just being honest. Like,
I got lucky, I think, because I went to the think tank and Lazy remembered me, and I wrote this really sincere letter about, you know, budgets and things like that. And he really looked out for me. His engineer looked out for me, and you know, because that all came from a tweet. He was like, "Hey, Lazy's in the studio. Holler at us." And I was just like, "Fuck it, let me shoot my shot." Like, and but yeah, shout out to Beyond the Harmony for like re-premiering that out to the world. When I dropped it, I was too eager to. I didn't really have any fan base promotion, nothing like that behind me. I just kind of was so excited to have the song with Lay. I just put it out, and a lot of people didn't know about it, but you know, it's definitely it's part of the universe now, so I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Go ahead, Trez.
I was gonna say Cold Blooded. It's funny that you brought up the Wind Blew In thing because it didn't reach a life of its own outside of the Bone community. I seen Mike Epps make a post of him and Lazy Bone in the picture. He was like, "Look, it's Mr. Look what the wind blew in."
Oh wow!
Hey, that means Mike Epps must be a hardcore Bone fan if he knows that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine, you know how like The Rock ended up being like a big Tech 9 fan. Like you never know which like. Well, LeBron, he's a big Bone Thugs fan.
Yeah, Cleveland. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that little explanation video you made, I'm still figuring out if I want to put that out on its own or put that out on the little John Lippy variety show episode. So that's the only reason why I haven't put that out yet.
Yeah, just clear my name. I'm not trying to change history or ruin Eazy-E's legacy by just giving y'all an idea of what the original No Shorts, No Losses sounded like.
Yeah, but, well, hey, you know what? I'm a Eazy-E first fan, and it didn't bother me, bro. It was nice. Well, really nice to hear Cecil's thing come to life. Finally.
Yeah, no, and that's why I sent it to you guys as soon as I made, because I've heard a few other attempts at it, and I just thought that this would be the proper place. I had no idea the Mr. Bill Collector thing was going to drop the same, you know, as we were already talking about this other thing. I was doing this shit for fun. And but yeah, I think the big misconceptions, I don't know if people think we were trying to pass it off as this is the one. This is the one. Yeah, no, but even still, it to me, I think that's the whole reason why I created it, is to spark the conversation in general. You know what I'm saying? Is like, is this really what the pre-release would have sounded like? Because it's not too far off from other pre-releases we've heard. So. And it made me even more excited when they announced Mr. Bill Collector, because now I'm just like, can I get the vocals off of Mr. Bill Collector and recreate that at some point and not even have to use AI, but can I just use it to clean it up like we've been doing the Art of War pre-release tapes? Like,
and those are two questions that I've been pondering the past week. And that's one is, if Strictly for My Grind came out the way you had made it with Eazy's actual voice, would we have liked it? Would it become as iconic? And keep in mind, I'm Easy till I die, but something about Busy doing it originally, you know, made it almost like, oh man, we're getting creeping on a come up eternal era Bone, right? And then secondly, Mr. Bill Collector, if Eazy-E was on it, because Mr. Bill Collector feels a perfect length. It feels like one of the most perfect tracks recorded on Eternal. And as much as I love Eazy, you know, if Eazy's verse was in there, would it have enhanced or you know, made Mr. Bill Collector not as perfect as it is?
Well, yeah, and just like Strictly for My Grind or No Social Losses, like what has been changed? Like what's not in the original Mr. Bill Collector that we've grown so used to? Like, does Wishbone still have a verse? You know what I mean? Like, you know, or was it before?
Hopefully the audio is not copyrighted. People in the comments asking why we didn't have music is copyrighted.
So that sounds really good, but I can't hear Cold-Blooded anymore.
Oh, this is Cecil West track.
See, world premiere Cecil.
There you go. He's like, oh.
He was about to get Mr. Bill collected. Someone was about to pull out their cell phone. Still Cecil's special busy track.
And somebody it's either me or Jordan, because we were about to be like, oh shit, we're missing out on something that's part of the collection.
Dog, that's fat. I never even heard that track. That was a dope beat. Busy sounded great on it. So yeah, props to see those people sitting on these Bone tracks, bro. It's just crazy to me, man.
Put it out, $1.99 single. Do it.
It could be like a way to raise money for the show, man. Actually, Caesar's like, nah, man, that's raising money for my show, for the for his other life outside of this.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Have we hit 40K yet?
Oh yeah, we had. Let's see. I'm refreshing. We were at 997.
Oh man, my mic has been muted this whole fucking time.
Yeah, bro. You like disappeared, and I thought you were like chilling with wifey, and listen, you randomly start playing a snippet, and we're like, oh shit, he's going live.
Listen, you know what's crazy? Crazy was saying that shit, and I was like, we just hit 40,000. Then Crazy's like, he goes, I got a question. We hit 40,000. I'm like, what the fuck? Am I a fucking echo in here, motherfucker? I'm like, yeah, I just fucking said that shit. And the snippet, when Matt goes, yeah, that's great, but I can't hear Crazy, I was like, all right, fine, I guess I won't play Busy Bone, Chris Calico, Jamie Madrox, and Dirtball. No problem.
Bro,
that's why I was gone so long. I was like, where the fuck is, like, there's a million versions of this, because my homie that passed away made the beat for it, and we got like a million different versions, and we got a version that had like a Busy Bone chorus that didn't work, and then we got the Chris Calico chorus, and
play it. You gotta play it.
I'm not gonna play it all, but I'll play just a little piece of it.
All right. That's fair enough.
Play it all
to celebrate 40K, right?
40,001. We did.
Congratulations, fellas. Congratulations, fellas.
Congratulations, y'all. Congratulations.
Yay.
So wild.
This isn't mixed or anything, by the way. This is all raw as fuck.
Split this big wig like I was doing this shit for big succubus serpent flow. I find the perfect shit to say in any pesky clip. Shine, that's what I'ma do.
Yeah, I can't. That Busy verse is too good. He be talking about ruthless in that verse, all kinds of shit. I got this Chris Calico hook as a super favor from people. Listen, I know a lot of people don't know, but I know that Cold-Blooded knows what it's like to have Jamie rapping
Jamie
like that.
So underrated,
like that.
bro. But I was kind of wondering if he was gonna do a Bone cadence, because he's done that in the past.
Yeah,
too.
nah. Nah,
Because when you said he knew Busy was on the song, I thought maybe he was gonna try to like. But yeah, Jamie's a legend, man. Legend.
Who the fuck rock with it? Hear me right now. Fuck 'em in the side, psycho, sicko, bang loud. We be pop rockin' rockers all up in your hood, proud. Shining like a diamond in the cut, or blind you backwards in the crowd. Y'all already know, man. 3, 5, 7, 6 ways. Nobody fucking with me. I'm gonna cuckoo clip the haters' plays.
That's it. That's all I'm playing. As more than besides me, the people that recorded it, and the producer, that's more than anyone's ever heard of that song right there.
Nice.
For sure.
You just
That's
crazy
the
going it up.
40K celebration.
For sure. That's the most anyone's ever heard. My homie that passed away did the beat, and so we were kind of like stuck in a situation. I actually just recovered. He had all the stems to everything, and I just recovered all the stems, and I never got the beat stems though. So I really wanted to be over his beat, but at one point I was actually talking to Blaze, and Blaze might get involved. Shout out to Krayzie D with a $50 super chat, showing love for us getting to 40,000. Much love, Krayzie, with the $50 super chat.
Hey! That's my wife. She's watching.
The wife.
Yeah, that's my wife. That's my wife. There you go.
Mrs.
There you go.
Krayzie in the building.
This is crazy.
Here I was thinking that we had more female fans watching the show, up in our ratio.
We've had a couple. We've had a couple tonight. Crazy's wife was in here. DJ V Nasty was in here. Somebody else was in here earlier too. Got a couple.
I guess it's up to 9%. 9% female audience.
There was a time where I think it was like 0.5% was female. So, you know.
Yeah, I think the videos of the Bone guys has helped it go up. So
there it is. All right. It's been this went way longer than I thought it was gonna. 3 hours, 22 minutes. We talked about a lot of shit. It was a
good time though, man. Like this is good chemistry, bro. For this many people to be on, 6, and we all respected each other's talk time. So
yeah, well, you know,
good vibe.
Beyond the Harmony OGs in here. They know how it operates.
Well, props to you guys for stepping to the plate and joining in, calling in. We enjoyed having all you guys, Cold-Blooded, Therese, and Krayzie.
It's a great change of pace from an interview.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to have people that actually, manned the fuck up and called in. Everybody's always like, I want to call in. I'm like, do it. Do it.
There's the number.
And then they don't fucking do it. All right. Skeletal Melodies, Cold-Blooded, Krayzie. You guys have anything? You got anything left in the tank before I let you go?
Guys, it's been great.
Just tell you that track sounds like fire. Can't wait to hear it if it ever does come out, man.
It's gonna happen. It'll happen.
So. And of course, thank you guys always for what you do, promoting me and everything you do. So.
Look, RB Santana, she says, I'm a female here too. Bro, we all the females in here tonight, Johnny.
Yay. Shout out to the females, bro. We hope to continue growing the ratio, man.
Yeah.
Kick these guys out of here.
Much love, Cold-Blooded, Therese, Krayzie.
Yeah, we'll see you on Discord.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, join that Discord, y'all. Everybody.
Skeletal Melodies.
Yeah, all right, Therese.
Indeed. Well, yeah, no, we love the male fans too. It's just you guys are winning the ratio 91 to 9%. We're trying to just balance things out a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying. I told my wife goes, man, you guys have a sausage party up in there all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna have to change the show to be on the sausage, right?
Nah, fuck that. We almost at 10%. You know what I mean? It's 2024. We almost at 10%. We got a bunch of guests in here. I've never ended it like this, but we gonna end it like this. My name is Cecil West, rocking with the one and only
John Lippy.
And you know he is the co-hosting, coast to coast, and come up creeper, never sour, always sweeter, ladies and gentlemen.
I am Matthew Weaver.
And on behalf of RC Thugsta, Jordan, Corey, Cold Blooded, my man Krayzie, and Therese, it is that time. Feenics, Ryzin, take us home.
Beyond the harmony for the fans we celebrate. Uploading new videos every Thursday, so join